What is up, guys? Welcome back to the City Podcast. What are you talking about? It's our first time back in like what? How long?
A minute.
It's like
a minute.
A couple months at least.
We always take breaks in between.
Exactly. We got Josh in the building again, and we got Alex again. So we just decided to come back together because a
lot's been happening.
Yeah, a whole lot of stuff.
Too much.
Yeah. And if you guys listen to that last podcast with Alex, you guys would know exactly like how this is very relevant and how we needed to do this emergency podcast because this shit's crazy.
And like Carlos and I talked about, eventually once because it's already starting.
Yeah.
Once it really gets heated.
Yeah.
Clip that one.
I know everything.
Clip
everything.
exactly what's relevant because we hit a lot of stuff like
Yeah.
09 crash, but clip the geopolitical stuff.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, literally clip out all the money.
Yeah, no.
But honestly, it's all gonna come.
Yeah,
so you don't have
it
to clip
is.
shit.
No, you know what's crazy? The first one that we did that we had to delete. That's where we got like into the geopolitics, all like the stories, like the prophets. We got into those and the conspiracies.
Yeah.
We got into those.
Yeah, we could touch it a little bit.
Yeah.
We got a
We should.
Yeah.
We
Okay,
should.
Josh, you weren't here for that one. You weren't a part of the podcast yet.
Josh doesn't know any of it.
My fault, Jit.
No, it's crazy.
He was-
By the way, Josh is on 2 hours of sleep right now. So
that's awesome. I love doing that.
Yeah, that man's a grinder.
Was that a Fortnite grind?
That Fortnite. It's a new Fortnite event came out, so he had to grind that.
Exactly.
But yeah.
But yeah, man.
Okay, what's been going on? Because last time we
I
met,
don't
that was whenever Taiwan stuff was starting to happen.
Yeah, Taiwan was getting slightly the incursions were starting.
Yeah.
They were flying the jets in 70 jets. It was test runs, right?
That's right.
And now it got quiet,
Yep.
right? So it looks like the preparations are kind of ready there. But what we were in the kind of bulk of the Ukraine situation.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And what do we say? We said, or it's like it says, we're gonna in the Bible. I mean, and I hate to, because like we talked about earlier, you can't communicate. And Josh, you probably know this. It's hard communicating with the whole entire community, those who are not hardcore religious. But it's true. It is a prophecy almost.
Accept it.
Accepted. Whether you're Christian, Muslim, whatever. Gog, Magog. We're gonna have 3 fronts. We had the first front, the Ukrainian front, which is the European front.
Yeah.
Or theater is the word. What do we say next? Middle East and Taiwan. Middle East with the whole Israel situation that started. What was it, last week? I believe, or a week and a half ago.
Actually, a little bit before. I mean, it's been going.
It's been like
since.
two. It's been like 2.
But it finally reached
like,
that.
yeah.
I would say
Like it's no coming back now.
Like
yeah.
it came back on the news.
I would say. I'd say once you start dropping like white phosphorus and bombing churches, there's no turning back. You're you've dug your heels in.
Yeah, we just mentioned it. What, over 500? Sorry, it's up to 900 now. Dead in the hospital. Civilians.
And that was like the thing that like other countries are getting mad at. It's like, it's not just, first of all, that's not a target you hit. Like people usually are like religious areas, hospitals. Those are off. Like those are like, you don't touch those. Yeah. But it was like, they told them that's a safe haven. So you tell them, go to this safe haven, and then you go bomb it.
Oh, yeah.
That's crazy.
They have a pure hatred for the Palestinians. And the Palestinians just want to be free. Again, I'm not for either side because I don't really like war.
Yeah.
Of course.
But, I am pro-freedom.
That's what Trump says.
For anyone. What is that?
That's what Trump says.
What, that?
He's not. He doesn't want either side to win.
Yeah.
But he doesn't like war.
It's hard because it's like, I mean, at least from like my Christian mindset, this is like something I've been talking with my parents and other religious figures for like part of the 2 weeks. It's like, who do you side for? And then like even the Bible says like you don't side for anybody because it's it's inevitable, and B, all you can do is just pray for their souls.
Exactly.
Like
that
land was promised to one group. That one group, turned their back on God, and now even like the Bible says like, what a foolish nation. They're gonna have a hard time in life.
Yeah.
So you could have your land, but get prepared for a lot of wars.
Yep. And speaking of wanting the peace, the UN had the
United States rejected it.
You know why? Because America's business is war.
Yes.
I don't know if you saw Raytheon, Lockheed Martin, Northrop Grumman, our military defense contractor stocks. Boom. Like this, because war is good for America.
I watched War Dogs.
Yeah,
I know what they're doing.
This is how we make.
War Dogs actually like talks about this.
Yeah, it talks about military contractors.
That's how America makes money. Dude.
I didn't know about this.
I saw something about how they're trying to get authorization for like to take drastic measures if the economy collapses too far.
Which
I think it was the IMF or something like that.
Really?
Yeah.
The International Monetary Fund.
Yeah.
You know, they're the ones who ran the cyber drill. Guess where? In Israel.
Damn.
Really?
The simulation was in Israel.
And we talked about
They're
this.
trying to get authorization for
You
that.
talking about like the beeping thing on our phones, that scheduled one?
No, that was the National Emergency Alert Test. You know,
Talking about timing, by the way.
on October 4th, which was, the conspiracy theorist group, because you have to be careful. A lot of the time, these groups, because they, for the most part, they have no life. They're just ready for the world to end, So they sit in, they're like, because it was on 10/4, October 4th, and, the military code for your green, it's a go, is, 10/4. I'm sure you've heard that code,
I know
right?
that.
10/4. So, conspiracy theorists were like, 10/4, this test is, is going to happen, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, yeah, that did happen. Perfect timing. Coincidentally, I'm glad you brought that up. The UK just ran their first national alert test a few months ago.
Germany did too.
Germany did too.
Before we did.
Canada did, and India did. These countries are separate.
And you know what's crazy?
Man.
You know what's crazy? They ran this test, but when the war got serious, they didn't say anything. Like you'd think that'd be kind of like mentioned at
It's
least. You know
because
what I'm
they're
saying?
planning for something in the future, man.
Let me ask you this, because I saw a lot of
The N word.
Am I still in? Like,
Wait,
if I
what?
lean
yeah,
back?
nuclear
you should be.
I didn't know. I mean, that's fine if I'm not.
What are you doing?
All right, I need you to explain like.
Hold on, before
Okay.
we go there.
All right.
Yeah,
Because
Carlos.
there was a lot of things with the test.
with the EAS test.
Yeah. Like there were theories about like, oh, it's releasing waves in your body. Do you know anything about that?
So the
About that.
Yeah,
What
my
is
mom
it?
told me to like turn off my phone.
Yeah, I did.
So the premise behind those, and there is some research behind it, and technically it can be done scientifically.
Yeah.
That the vaccines from Moderna and Pfizer and the COVID vaccines,
Yeah, I know exactly what I'm about to say.
they're first of all they're not vaccines. Get that right.
Yeah.
It's gene therapy. You know how a vaccine works, a true vaccine, which I agree in the science behind vaccines. You get a tiny bit of the virus in you, and your body learns how to replicate and grow the antigens.
Yeah.
But these don't try not to eat till like 6 hours of waking period
Yeah.
has passed. And it's actually smarter for your productivity.
Yeah.
Because if you wake up and you give your body work to do right away to digest, it pulls from here.
Yeah.
You're pulling energy. And that's
right.
that's basics.
That's like that. I think that's that Buddhist thing or something around there.
No, intermittent fasting is fantastic.
Just really fast and Buddhist.
It's all along the same lines, Josh.
All right. Hey, let's repeat it so we could get on.
Yeah,
the film.
as to the conspiracies.
Yeah.
Long story short, not vaccines, gene therapy, blah, blah, blah. Supposedly, and, I'm sure you remember the video circulating when they released the vaccines of the magnets that
Yeah.
kill people.
Yeah, yeah.
Whether that was true or not, the whole conspiracy goes like this, that there's graphene oxide in the Moderna, Pfizer, AstraZeneca shots. And that is supposedly receptive to waves, to microwaves.
Oh shoot.
And, 5G was released a few
Yeah.
years ago.
Yeah.
And that's, I believe, between 18 and 30 gigahertz. Well, that's the perfect frequency that graphene oxide can react with. So the conspiracy behind the 10-4 test, EAS, was that, they turned it on. And I don't know if you've seen the movie Cell with Samuel Jackson and, what's his name, John Cusack. Some kind of vibration cellular alert comes through all the phones, and you should highly watch it because they tell you a lot of stuff in these movies subconsciously, and they put it in there.
Yeah.
They turn on, everyone starts losing their mind. So that's it is possible scientifically. I'm not saying that's going to happen or could have happened,
But it's out
but
there.
that's the conspiracy
Yeah,
right there.
okay.
So, but scientifically, it can be done.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And who's to say that, when they're spraying stuff in chemtrails or whatever, and that comes to, whatever your stance is on chemtrails, let's just say this, if chemtrails are truly loaded with barium and aluminum and all this stuff, technically it can be done.
Yeah.
That's disclosed, the part that, we can create weather with chemtrails. That's been done. Now, whether they're meant for us or just weather, that takes more research. But I'm not going to say yes or no because I'm not a scientist.
Yeah,
Yeah.
obviously.
I'd actually have to go out there and
Obviously.
take samples.
Yeah.
I don't have a jet.
Damn.
Right?
You're going to have something.
No, I mean I was just gonna elaborate on the first part about like the war stuff and how the United States benefits from wars.
Yeah. No, what Josh said, that
Yeah.
was fantastic.
Because that will lead into like crazy stuff. So
We need war. The UN, what was it? The UN said they wanted a peace treaty.
Yeah, and
And
the only one that rejected was the United
we
States.
voted no.
Damn,
And that
what the heck?
it halted
Wait,
the
that's
process.
So
wild.
I don't know the exact number of yeses because they didn't meet the minimum requirement.
Due to
All I
the-
know, there was two abstains. Russia was one of the abstains. Forgot the second abstain, and the U.S. was the only nay.
That's crazy.
Like, how do you sit there, like, even, like, because we obviously know we're pro-Israel, the United States government, but, like, it's for water, it's for food.
Yeah.
Civilians.
And it's written for civilians.
Yeah.
You know, so it's like you just sitting there saying nay and then saying, when are we going to condemn Hamas? We're not talking about them.
No.
So it's like, it's just classic, like, corporate lawyer fashion, just evading the question and going back to, like, no, forget about you. B.
Yeah. America, Mr. Peace bringer.
That's actually that's actually crazy. I had no clue. Did you know?
Yeah, I didn't know about that either.
That's
I've been deep into that middle because,
I'm
like,
glad you're sitting on it. If you're sitting on it, dude, like I said, when we get that, and we talked about this earlier, once we get our little Discord going, because we want to have because we're all so busy. You know what I mean? If we want that where people can, one person's covering that situation. Yeah. Someone's, or like all the wars, you know, Ukraine, Taiwan, Israel, and you're putting that info in there. That way we have stuff to pull from. Because if you're not, you can invest all you want, but something major happens, like COVID, like a world war, all your research derailed. Yeah. I mean, and staying on top of it, that's so important. Jeez. And on that topic of money and war, I don't know if you saw the package that they're drawing up right now for Taiwan, Israel, and Ukraine.
Damn.
$100 billion.
Oh, the three
out of nowhere.
The three countries that are
Gonna go to war.
getting bullied, quote unquote.
Yeah, quote unquote. So they're drawing up a massive package. Meanwhile, you know, F the U.S., F our citizens.
Yeah,
who's going to pay for it? We are.
Yeah,
and not really in taxes. What are we going to pay for it in? Inflation. Yeah. We're just going to print more money, and before you know it, a gallon of milk is going to be $10. I mean, that's where we're headed.
$10.
I just seen the mortgages for homes are the highest since the 2000s.
What is it at?
Or the rates? It's at 8.
8 something?
Yeah,
Oh, it's at 7 last time I checked.
Fed funds rate is 5.5.
Yeah, something like that. Something like that.
There's more. Fed's Mester, Cleveland Fed said one more rate hike possibly. Yeah. Which is good because the second, not to hit that yet, but the second they pause rates and start reversing back to zero, then it's, you know, the markets are going to start to rally beyond belief, like what we saw. Remember
that's what Alex is looking for.
Oh my god! Yeah, whenever you'll want to hit that, we can. I mean, gosh, that's what's coming. So it's kind of like, can you, if you're investing, and hell, even if you're not investing, all this is important, but especially if you're investing, fiscal monetary policy, if they're constantly pumping rates up, it's you're slowing the economy down because people are paying more for the mortgage. Like you said, the real estate market is messed up right now.
Yeah, it's crazy.
What was the median down payment you have to put on a house now? I think it was 50 something in the maybe somewhere between 30 and 50. That's a way too big of a range to kind of make a point here. But it's abnormally high. It's the highest it's been in a while.
That's wild.
Or ever, possibly.
I believe that.
Yeah.
I believe that.
Inflation's at 40-year highs. I mean, it's and it's not one party's doing. It's just the corrupt government. That's all it is, and shitty monetary policy. So
you could have whatever president you want, but there's still always going to be an underlying goal.
The president puppet, bro.
No, that's what I'm saying. You could have whatever president you want. There's always going to be an underlying goal within the government.
Yeah, and then you can say, oh well, it's the Senate or the House of Representatives. It's not even them. It's the ones that are funding them and lobbying them in, and then they're just voting for IBM, for Shell, for ExxonMobil. They're paying these, you know, senators, House of Representatives, you know, $500K to win their elections, so that when it comes to vote, they paid for you, and now you're going to vote whatever they tell you to. When ExxonMobil tells you to vote no on this bill, you're going to vote no, or else they're never funding you again, or they might do something worse. I mean, whether you want to believe it or not, I mean, there are hardcore tactics they use to make sure these senators and House of Representatives people that they vote in the corporation's way. I mean, it's they'll kidnap families and stuff. I mean, it's that hardcore.
Bro died of a heart attack.
Oh yeah.
He was just walking down the street and
killed himself.
Yeah. The cameras weren't working.
Yeah, he was depressed. He even wrote the note. You know,
on the one day.
No,
it's like with Biden's son. They found cocaine in the White House,
right?
And with all the cameras they have in there, they don't know whose it was. Yeah. They don't know anything. There's no proof.
We know it's him, bro. That man a fiend.
It's so corrupt. It's not even funny.
And people see it in front of their eyes, and they're still somehow backing up the government. That's what blows my mind. That's what blows my mind.
Yeah, I want to.
I mean, all I was just gonna say is just because, like, I feel like some people have this mindset. It's like there's literally nothing I can do, and like I don't, but like.
Yes and no. Yeah, I know.
Yeah. I mean, there is, but it's like
it would take everybody.
Yeah.
I mean, and I'm not let's take the government down type person. But big picture, this government needs to go, and I don't just mean the U.S. government, but this whole system is so broken. It is a corrupt, messed up system. Yeah. When they tell you, it's like, and we hit this, do your 18 years of school, right? Mm-hmm. Well, I guess not 18 because you're a baby but from the age of 6 till 18, 12 years, 12 years of schooling. Go get your, degree, or whether you get a degree or not, and then you just work till you die, basically, and pay the government taxes. And meanwhile, they're taking your money and funding wars and just doing bad things. Yeah,
I just feel like if the government were to collapse, just because of how trained people are, that everything wouldn't. Because I feel like people almost need somebody like.
They do.
Yeah,
they need someone to.
To look up to.
Leaders would arise.
Yeah,
power
that's
vacuum.
true. That's true.
What it's called, power vacuum.
That's true.
Somebody would come in, whether it's a different.
You can just look at Russia's like every time they're like, we need a revolution, we need somebody new. Yeah. The new guy just ends up being even worse. Yeah. It's a cycle.
That's what I'd be worried about.
He starts out as like for the people, and then it just turns out to like, well, now you're my slaves, give me money.
History doesn't repeat, but it does rhyme. I mean, that's literally.
It's true.
That's true. It's a broken system. I mean, it's not in your favor, and it's like we talked about this too. It's almost like people are afraid to acknowledge it, that it's messed up and they're evil. Like you said, that they believe the government no matter what.
Makes them feel hopeless because it's like you have to admit that you're living part of like somebody else's story. Yeah. Everybody keeps focusing about like me, but like it's not even your story. No, you're just a dude living in somebody else's.
Yeah, you're NPC.
Really. You're an NPC in $1 billion in a trillionaire's like world.
Yeah. No, you have to. Literally. Yeah, and those who are like, oh, Elon Musk and Bezos, richest men on the planet, bro, they are nothing compared to
the Rothschilds.
The Rothschilds, or the Rockefellers, DuPonts, the
Saudis.
The Saudis, yes, that's exactly what
I was point out BlackRock.
Oh, yes.
They buy each other. Yes. They buy each other.
And they're merging every day behind the sscenes. Y'all know what?
It's incest with money. It stays in the family.
Exactly. Yeah, I mean, metaphorically and literally. Literally. You remember the Habsburgs? How they, we learned about this in school. I think they taught this in, what was it, like 10th grade?
Yeah.
Who had Miss Candy?
I didn't have Miss Candy, no.
Oh, okay, but anyway, they taught us that stuff. You know how they had the elongated jaw?
That's incest.
They were inbreeding. Yeah. Literally. I mean, they keep it within the family.
What's an elongated jaw?
Like longer jaw.
Like it's just like I started feeling
they mean
some didn't look right with the crimson shit.
No, they keep it. Y'all know what AUM is? No. Assets under management. BlackRock. Guess how much they have under management? Remember, what's Musk worth? 300 billion?
Yeah.
Bezos is like 100 or 200 billion.
Yeah.
What do you think BlackRock's assets under management?
I know they control like percentages of every corporation.
Correct.
So
don't they own like 80%? I don't know.
I'd say 5 trillion.
More.
Dang. It's like they control a piece of every corporation. So it's 300 trillion. It's a big amount.
Not 300 trillion, because that's an interesting number. 300 trillion is the world's. No, I wish America would be a powerhouse. Oh. The entire world's real estate market is worth $300 trillion. Oh, really? On the books, BlackRock has, I believe, $9 trillion under management. But if you count that in what the percentage of each company that they own, realistically, off the books, $40 trillion in management, under management. I mean, they own the world. When you want to know who owns the world, it's not a corporation here. It's the asset managers, and it's BlackRock. What BlackRock does, they have to do. Yeah, what they tell them to do. That's how it works. That's why when we talk about World Economic Forum and Klaus Schwab, who's behind the whole group? It's BlackRock. BlackRock, Vanguard, State Street. Mm-hmm. Those three. You take those three, right away you can. Those are your decision makers.
Damn. Isn't BlackRock like 80% shareholders of like all of the stock market? Like they own 80% of it or something like that?
That'd be wild.
I think they have like a. I don't want to pull numbers out of my ass, but they have a considerable.
They have like something crazy.
Voting power.
You got the laptop, Carlos. Crank it up.
Got it.
I'm curious now. Yeah. Y'all.
No, but like, weren't we? I don't know if this was on the deleted podcast or the one podcast that we did post with me, but like we were talking about like how these like shareholders or like these investment companies, because they have so much leeway, they'll tell these like they'll tell your Targets or Walmarts or Bud Lights what to do. Yeah. Like we were talking about like. Why would Target, why would Bud Light do that? They know they're going to lose money.
Oh, yeah.
But then it came back to, like, the biblical thing. It's like, because these people, like, are not, they're being ruled by somebody who gives them money. Yeah.
So they have no choice.
It's not God's world. It is God's world, but it's run by,
evil.
It's run by evil. It's run by, the devil. And he epitomizes everything that's evil: money, greed, lust. Yeah. So if these people listen to the devil and the devil treats them right, They're gonna be like, look, we don't care about sales right now. We need our power. So you're gonna put this Bud Light thing, even though we know you're gonna lose money. You got to stay in good graces, with the guy who's giving us the goodies.
That's exactly what's happening. People don't get that.
Yeah.
That's how it is. Seriously, what's happening is biblical. It's a false, the false prophet and all that stuff. I mean, it's literally here. They're pushing. Why do you think they're pushing? I mean, I don't know if we could talk about this shit, but pedophilia and stuff.
Yeah.
They haven't organized. They forgot.
Y'all are good.
They're about to legalize.
Hopefully they do get pissed off.
Yeah.
It just blows this up.
Yeah.
What's
100%.
Just talk about everything because last time we deleted that podcast and it was really
we
crucial,
went
bro.
deep.
Yeah, we need
a cancel-worthy podcast.
Yeah, no, that would like
if y'all are okay with it.
I don't care, bro. That's like controversy is like key to everything.
Bruh.
And plus, like people need to hear it, bro.
They need because they want to hear it.
You know the DSM, like how they talk about mental illnesses.
Remind me what DSM stands for.
I forgot what it stands
It's
for.
an organization.
Yeah, it's like the disease, like it's like for mental illnesses.
Okay.
So, like I think they, so originally, like I think in the late 1970s, that's when they removed homosexuality out of mental illness, because originally it was considered a mental illness. We're straying further and further from the line of what was considered normal in the original.
Yeah.
But they forgot when they were making the new DSM to put pedophilia, and it started a whole outcry. But again, they're just trying to pull and stretch that line. Oh, one time we just forgot.
Yeah.
Next time it's not going to be forgot. It's not a mental illness.
Drag queen story time. Y'all seen that stuff?
I haven't.
You know what drag queens are.
Yeah, obviously.
Guys like 30, 40, 50-year-old, 60-year-old dudes, whatever.
That's in front of kids, bro.
Yeah. I seen that in front of kids.
Kids on their lap.
I did see that. I did see that. Yeah.
And they're bouncing them up and reading them stories. It is.
And like one will walk in and like she's doing a little dance or he's doing a little dance, like,
and that's like the nice stuff.
Yeah,
they're
that's
literally
wild.
out there in thongs and shit.
Yeah,
and the kids are, and then they're teaching little kids like
that's programming,
how to twerk and stuff.
That's programming.
And they're getting off to that stuff. Like,
Yeah.
And this is allowed. And not only is it allowed, it's pushed.
Yeah.
In these, and thankfully, it's not. We fight back against that more here in these states. But that's why the Bible Belt's still kind of keeping it somewhat normal. But you go to these blue cities, and it's traditionally it is the blue cities.
Yeah.
bruh.
Look at California, what they're doing. It's drag queen story. Dude, they're pushing pedophilia.
It's Sodom and Gomorrah 2.0.
It is. And now they want to, California's trying to legalize, they're not calling it legalized pedophilia.
What they call it? MAPS, minor attracted persons.
Yes. Holy, okay, you know your stuff.
You know.
He does, yeah. See,
I'm undercover.
I'm glad you're in it. No. Yeah, they want it. They're trying to legalize it. Where they're now calling it a
mental disorder or something.
Yeah.
No. They're not calling it a mental disorder.
They want to change it. Like again, they forgot to add it to the DSM.
Yeah, I seen that.
So they went
I seen that.
forgotten.
Pedophilia, and they're trying to call it, what is it called? A sexual preference.
Yeah.
They're trying to make
That's
pedophilia
crazy.
how they turn, homosexuality.
Yeah, it's just a preference.
It's just a preference now. That
I was born that way.
yeah, a 40-year-old dude can now legally.
God.
That's why they call
like a
it
12-year-old
MAPS.
or
Yeah.
10-year-old.
Oh, it's a map. What's a map?
What, minor attracted personality.
No, just minor attracted persons.
Persons.
Yeah,
okay.
you're just attracted to minors. And you know what they say with like homosexuality? Like, I was born this way. It's just my preference.
Yeah.
Whatever your
There's
reasoning
something in my
for.
brain going on. That,
Whatever your reasoning is. I mean, that's not for me to find out. But if you use that same excuse, I mean, you could technically, with enough push and enough like shitting on somebody else, you could normalize anything.
You can, they've
and that's how they're doing it. Because look, like 50 years ago, you'd think it'd be crazy for people to think it's normal for a man to become a woman. And
look where we are.
And exactly, look where we are. So that I feel like that was almost like a test to like we could get him that far. Pedophilia is next.
It is. That's exactly what it is. Step by step until we're the crazy ones.
Yeah.
We're gonna guarantee you by, hopefully I'm wrong, but probably by 2030, it's going to be illegal. Your First Amendment, right? Freedom of speech. It's going to be illegal to talk trash to even.
Bro.
It will.
Bro, I've been on, my bad.
No, you're good. Continue.
I was on TikTok Live, and there was this, not me myself, but there was this one guy that he debates. He's like, I'm a woman, prove me wrong, because he's a trans, right? And
is it a meme or is he for real?
He commented on your live.
No. So he's live debating with people to prove why he's not a woman, because he's a man that became a woman, right?
Why he? Oh, like, but he's trying to say I am. Prove me wrong.
Yeah, okay. yeah. And people go in there debate with him, and he like I don't see anything wrong with him because he's being as professional as possible with it. But people will join him, and the opposing side always gets banned or removed.
Those that are saying he's a man.
Yeah,
actually.
they always end up getting removed and banned, bro.
Dude, it's so biased. You know why the corporations are allowing it? They're the ones pushing it.
Yeah.
Hence, they need to block the comments, the haters, anyone who still has a bit of brain cells left.
Bro.
Most of these people are dumb, by the way. Their IQ, the average, not to get political, but it's statistically proven, the average leftist has significantly lower IQ levels than someone who's on the right side of history.
Easily
I mean, if
controlled,
you ask somebody like define a woman, they go around it. They're like,
I know.
You know what they say? It just is.
Yeah,
or
exactly.
They say stupid shit like, that's just not it.
Yeah,
You see, like,
you heard that shit?
those Congress meetings,
yeah.
like they're talking about like women and like men's sports and like transgenders, men and women's sports, and they're like I would see like, was it Ted Cruz?
On what?
Like just that like
On that
specific
topic?
topic. He kept asking this like black woman, this like politician. He was like what is a woman? And she'd be like, and then she would like go in a whole paragraph. He's like it's just a yes or a no.
They go around
Like,
it,
there's that one sentence answer.
You know, we have chromosomes, right?
Yeah.
We have XX and XY.
but they go all around that.
No, yeah,
They go all
now we have
around
A, B, C, D,
everything,
L,
bro.
M, N, and Q, right?
Crazy.
I mean, what was it? If you put 100
People on the
on the island, and 100 years later you dig them up or whatever, and then you run the tests on the bones or whatever, the chromosomes are still going to show up. You cannot like biologically change your gender. You can't. You can identify as something, and I respect that.
Yeah.
Let me.
I have nothing against
You
it.
do you.
To me, you do
Yeah,
you. Yeah.
like it doesn't affect.
I'm not gonna go and do like extremist stuff.
Yeah,
to them,
uh-huh.
but I'm not. Don't push it on the kids.
Yeah. Like
Don't push it on
exactly.
people.
Facts.
Yes, it is a free country, but when you're pushing it through the media and trying to turn the whole country into this, like I have nothing wrong against. If you want to be, homosexual in private or whatever, dress up as a girl in private,
Right. It's your life.
and even if you want to do it in public, still
It's your life.
still
Yeah,
free
exactly.
country. That's what makes
Exactly.
America great. But when you go and you push that and try and turn everyone away from masculinity, and now masculinity is toxic now.
Yeah.
Get rid of the strong men, you can take over a country.
Facts.
That's how you do it.
Facts.
What was the saying we said
It's
last time? Good times,
hard times make strong man make
good times.
good times make weak man make hard times.
Yeah, exactly. And
we're about to be in the weak man.
The weak men
Literally.
were made / are about to be done being made. I mean, this country's, no offense, mostly beta cucks.
Yeah.
That's where we're headed.
true.
No one stands up for shit
100%.
anymore. Like they can't make decisions for themselves, and quite frankly, they're just being steamrolled by the media.
Yeah.
And everyone's being attacked by social justice for it. And now the hard times are coming.
Yeah.
Hell, if I mean, thank God we still have these hardcore men that are willing to fight for something.
Yeah.
But once they're gone,
Yeah.
it's game over. You could invade America.
Yeah, easy.
At that point, easily. And the only thing that keeps us alive here still is these free thinking people.
Yeah.
That are not being steamrolled by the push.
Yeah.
That's what concerns me.
Harder.
I can't believe that it's gone this far, that people are this easily manipulated to where like we have whole states that are. Bro, I've spoken with people from California, and it's like they're sold.
They're
It's
gone.
the personality.
Yeah, bro.
They're gone.
They're gone.
They're gone. You can't
gone.
save these people, honestly.
You can't.
The
That's
best
scary.
you can do now is save those who have not yet fallen.
It's scary.
No, that's where we are.
Literally.
I mean, the American Revolution was fought on what, 2-3% of the colonial population, and somehow we beat the British. I mean, that's a rabbit hole of how we actually did that.
It is.
But I mean, there's not going to be many people left who still are on the right mindset. Well, trust me, by 2035, 2040, hopefully not 2030, but that's also a possibility.
Yeah.
I mean, hell, like you said, you can't even recognize today. From 2000,
It's because
2000.
they take like
time.
an inch. Like if you see somebody jump from this side to that side in a day, you're gonna be like,
Give them an inch
why'd
and
you
they'll
move?
take a foot.
Yeah.
But if they're moving slowly every single day, every single year, every single decade, you're gonna be like, is he even getting closer?
Yeah.
And then to the point, he's right in your face, flicking you off.
Oh yeah, what was it? The Australian? Oh, what was it? We said the Australian.
The Australian painter.
Something about the Australian government where I can't remember, so I'm not going to go into it. But
Yeah, I don't remember.
They essentially it's going to be legalized, pedophilia by 2040.
Oh yeah, we did talk
By
about
2040, the government. It's a possibility that the government, and this is what they're trying to push, that some guy wants to screw your kid.
Yeah.
You're nine. No, seriously, some drag dude who's 40 years old wants to screw your 9-year-old daughter, and you say no. That's no longer your decision, and the government will then allow him because it's her choice. Because
That's crazy.
Maps or whatever
Like they can't go to the parents no more. Like they can go to like other people, like teachers and stuff like that,
bro,
right?
they're pushing Satanism. That's basically
That's wild.
I mean, there's
And it
nothing else you can equate it to.
And it makes sense because when you think about it, everybody in power is an older person. Older people just for some reason love younger. Like it's a thing. Like older people love younger people, right? And so it's if they're the ones in control.
Just depends on which type of love you're talking about.
Yeah,
like in like a grandpa, grandma, like
nah, not that
like
type of love.
Nurturing you type of love.
Not that.
That's that old and young
Bro, what? So if you think about it, it's like they're all in power and they already pretty much do what they want. How Satanist it might be or how wrong it might be, they're gonna push for it, bro.
And they're gonna die soon, so that's why
exactly they're
Klaus
pushing
Schwab,
for it.
We talked about the young leaders forum.
Yeah.
Schwab, they know these guys are gonna die off.
Yeah.
So they have to already have the ball rolling, so someone could take over.
wild.
These new guys guys and girls are even crazier.
I bet.
Trudeau,
Ooh,
AOC,
yeah.
they're pushing insane policies.
Yeah.
I mean, someone's gonna have
She
to
said
take
in her
over.
new like webcam speech, it was like no doesn't mean no, it means find another way.
Really?
Yeah, she said that.
Damn, that's
No,
crazy.
I forgot like I don't know if she was talking about like just like war, like what was the topic, but just like her being her like just being like the feminist leftist, like they've always used that phrase like no means no, and I mean even as like a person on the right, no means no.
Yeah, it does. Yeah.
Yeah, no means no, but for her just to sit there and be like, no does not mean no, guys, it means find another way.
That's how they do it.
And then everybody's like beamed it up on TikTok. They'll show like a picture of like Deshaun Watson right after her saying that, or Ben Roethlisberger.
Oh, why they had convictions? I don't keep up with
Yeah,
that.
like Ben had like allegations with like a minor, and Deshaun was like the whole massage thing.
Yeah.
Oh, they're pushing. Oh.
Nah, so with Alex last time we talked cyber attacks. What's going on with the cyber attacks? Is that are we gonna skip that? I don't think we are.
I don't think so either. Like I said, I've been so deeply in my research for this crypto cycle, and whenever we want to hit that, we can. That I haven't had time to just grind cyber research. But it does play into the whole World War III, global scenario.
I seen like Bradley Martin talk about it with this one guy, how a big podcast was finally talking about it, and he hit every point. Like he said, if the country shuts down for 9 months, it's like 80-90% of the population.
You mean the power?
Yeah, the power.
Yeah.
No,
The power
weakest.
the real stats are
300 million.
No, 3 months.
Yeah.
90% dead.
3 months.
Yeah,
Well, tell me, bro. What?
I don't know if it was 3 months or.
What are you gonna? Okay, so day by day, week by week, how does it look
gonna be
after a
bad.
day? After a day, you're like, oh,
Facts.
Greenville, maybe South Carolina had something really bad happen.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, there's no storm.
Nah, somebody's robbing and something like everybody's gonna get.
That's gonna be in the first week.
At weekend,
Yeah.
after the first 7 days, that's when it starts to get probably earlier, like 3-4 days in. That's when the panic starts to set in.
Yeah.
After a month, you're approaching that Mad Max already, where the looting's already been happening. The stores are gutted.
Yeah.
Realistically,
Killings.
at the end of the first week, the stores are probably gutted.
100%.
Walmart and all these
100%.
stores, it's an on-demand delivery. That's how our economy works. They don't have the room, the space to store weeks of stuff. So 2-3 days.
Yeah, they buy it ahead of time
It's-
because they're expecting it to be sold just that
Walmart,
fast.
as it functions right now, these mega stores, small stores, whatever, they're only meant to have enough for 3 days, 2 to 3 days in stock in a normal every day. So imagine what happens in a scenario. It probably whenever that is, 2-3 days in, whenever the panic sets in, I say 12 to 24 hours, gutted. So you're screwed. If you don't have your stuff ready already, you need to be on top of it, and you need to have cash, or God forbid, they don't accept cards. And if it's a cyber attack, they won't.
You can't.
So like I always tell people, have $1,000 or $2,000 in 20s, 50s, and 100s.
Yeah.
Be ready to, when you walk into the Walmart, hopefully with more than just yourself, 2 shopping carts each, push one, pull one, and you're dumping. Don't really care too much about water. Maybe grab yourself a few gallons, but you need food, because water you can get from anywhere. If you drink some rainwater, nothing's really going to happen. Have a water filter.
Yeah.
You're going to have to know this stuff.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Alex been prepared for this. I've seen people it's like ever since I spoke to you about it, I've seen more and more people are just talking about how you got to prepare, how this is going to happen. It's wild.
I needed to hold off for about 12 to 18 months.
Yeah.
Because where we are in the markets right now.
Yeah, I bet.
Because the crypto market is at the end of a bear.
Yeah.
Where we've been in a bear market for 700 days. So when this sucker blows, it's due to blow now.
Like blow up or just collapse?
Blow up. We've been, like I said, 700-day bear market, the longest bear market.
So now you're going to go bull. Okay.
Now we're going to go bull. The Bitcoin halves every 4 years. Remember, it's deflationary. This is why Bitcoin is so awesome.
Isn't it like, it's like 25, 20 around there, Bitcoin?
How many? What is it?
Well, isn't Bitcoin sitting like at 25 right now or something like that?
I think we hit 30K yesterday.
Oh, really?
We hit
Damn.
30K because Ripple, we're at 29.7 right now. So we're basically right at 30, sitting under it. 30 is very psychological. It's a resistance level, they call it. Ripple, I don't know if y'all know XRP.
Yeah.
Huge crypto, huge corporation, actually providing services. They're supposed to IPO on the stock market. I mean, this is huge. Crypto is becoming, it's no longer just, how it used to be drug money, and then a few years ago it was a speculatory market.
Yeah.
Now these corporations are bringing real products to the real world.
Damn.
Ripple's going to IPO, initial public offering on the stock market. Coinbase already got their stock market listing.
Yeah.
We talked about that. Point is, BlackRock is launching a Bitcoin ETF. I don't know if y'all saw that. You know what happens if they get approval for that, and more like when they get approval for a Bitcoin ETF, trillions will flow in. And it's not just BlackRock, it's Vanguard, State Street, retirement account managers, everybody, Prudential, anyway.
Everybody wants their piece.
Yeah, everyone's. Imagine they put in just 5% of their AUM. From everyone puts in 5%. BlackRock puts in what's 5% of 40 trillion. I mean, that's whatever that is. 2.
8.
No, 8 would be
No.
20%.
Yeah.
So something like $2 or $3 trillion. Bitcoin or the crypto market's whole entire market cap was $3 trillion at the peak of the last. Remember 2021.
Damn.
And everything. I mean, we saw a 230x on some projects. You know what 230x is, dude?
That's
this is why I tell
wild.
people they need to invest in crypto.
wild.
You put in $1,000, you're making almost $250,000. Now I'm not saying you're gonna find these 230x plays.
Yeah.
Even if you get a 20x, you're outperforming the stock market.
Yeah.
By your whole lifetime.
You know,
Your whole
that
life, you won't
Dogecoin
make
thing?
that.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not like
Doge is-
it's not crazy money, but like you did get like that
Doge?
20, 30.
Doge did go crazy.
So, I
Yeah.
made 13 off of it. So
Yeah.
I
I got it at like 9 cents. It skyrocketed to
that's a
70.
good sell price.
Yeah, it skyrocketed to like 70 or 80.
Correct,
I
70.
held it like an idiot to like 50 because I was like, it's gonna go back up. Elon's taking to the moon. But I mean,
God bless Elon.
I did
from
the same
9,
thing.
yeah, I'll just need a little bit of pocket change. But
Yeah.
I mean, 9 to 50 is still like pretty good.
No, I hate to use Doge as a crypto example because it's a meme.
Yeah, exactly.
That's not
Yeah.
crypto, blockchain, and DLT technology actually brings real products.
Yeah.
Doge is just that
Yeah.
golden, but there's serious projects, and I'll send you all the portfolio
For
later.
sure.
Be invested in it. I'm serious. Y'all can pull off
Yeah.
a safe 20 to 30x this time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm serious, dude. If you have 5K, if you have 10K and you're willing to risk half your money, put in 5K, pull a 30x. You're looking at what, 150 grand,
Damn.
like that. And
Yeah,
I mean,
I
not
definitely
like
need to do
that.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But a bull market lasts 9 to 12 months. In
Yeah.
a year, you can turn 5K into 150K.
Yeah.
That's not even counting a rollover strategy.
wild.
A rollover is when you have 2, 3, 4, 5, 10 projects. Every profit from one, put into the next one. So,
Facts.
5K, 50K, right?
Yeah.
Move it into the next one.
Put 25.
50K,
Oh, 50.
500K.
Damn.
Put it into the next one.
Yeah.
500K. Who knows? 5, 10 million.
Yeah.
That's hyper risky. That's the extreme
It
end.
is.
But it's so possible, and I'm doing that actually.
I bet you
That's
are.
the
I bet,
strategy.
that's what I was
I'm
going to
doing
say.
half and half. Half my portfolio is
Damn.
going to be you have these assets, and
Yeah.
as they all go up, I'm selling them. But half of each one of their profits get rolled into the next one, whoever hasn't run yet. And that's more technical. We're going to get into that on the Discord whenever I find time.
And you said you're not gonna invest in Bitcoin though.
Why would I invest in Bitcoin, right?
Exactly.
Because
It costs so much just to get in.
exactly, yeah, and that would be fine if Bitcoin was gonna, if I believe Bitcoin, well, fuck what I believe. If Bitcoin was, because this is all factual, read the market, study the market. If Bitcoin was going to 1 million, that would make sense, right? Because let's just say we crashed to 20K, we crashed 10,000 from now, and we hit 20K before this massive run starts. 20K to 1 million is 50x your money. That's awesome. 50x your money is psychotic. But Bitcoin's not going to 1 million this run. Maybe 2030. But
You
right,
think it'll hit 1 million?
it will hit 1 million. It will definitely hit 1 million. It's a supply crunch coming. It's a flight to safety.
I mean, because everybody's just been like, man, I can't wait till it hits 1,000. I can't wait till it's 10. Can't wait till
you
it's
know
50
what? You know where it was at, right?
cents. Like, not even like
10 cents.
Yeah.
10 cents. Who would have thought we would get to $70,000?
they used to give it out like candy.
Yeah. That's
dollars.
wild.
You know, you heard about the pizza guy.
Yeah, he was like first place
I
got
would-
the pizza, second place got like what 200 Bitcoin.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think his pizza one was 10,000 Bitcoins
Yeah.
or something like
he
that.
gave. That's how he paid. Yeah.
Funny, actually, right now he's contacting he lives in England or something. That guy, or there was another guy. Oh no, that's another guy who had like a few thousand Bitcoins on his hard drive. Not the pizza guy, separate guy.
He lost it.
In England.
Yeah.
Oh,
No,
he
he
couldn't
had
find
it
it.
on a hard drive, old-fashioned Bitcoin
Yeah.
storage. He threw it away, and now he's contacting the city to give him a permit to go.
In the trash. Yeah.
go through the
I've seen
dump.
that. I've seen that.
I mean, imagine psychologically,
wild,
you're
bro.
ruined for life.
Exactly.
That's like $170
Yeah.
million So but on the Bitcoin topic, unless you just want to make 5x your money, because who cares about share price?
Yeah.
It's your X's.
Yeah.
Everything needs to be on your X's. If you have that risk appetite, and at least I can speak for us, we do. We're young, you know, we have so much time.
Yeah.
Like, dude, go for the 20, 30, 50x. There's one project in my portfolio. It's called GFL. It's a Web3. It's a gaming token.
Yeah.
They're trying to bring, you know how we have Steam and CSGO?
Yeah.
You know, skins on CSGO?
Yeah.
How they sell for 10, 100, 1,000, half a
Knives
million
and all
bucks.
that? Yeah.
Knife skins. They're trying to bring that whole economy onto the blockchain, which is kind of genius.
Damn.
Point is, have your projects, dude, go for the 30x. I'm serious. Y'all put in 5 to 10K correctly this time, you can come out with $500,000 if you play it right.
I mean, just tell me what to invest in. You know what I'm saying?
See, and I hate telling people that, like, oh, buy my coins. Yeah, I have super confidence in my coins, in my assets and companies. And let me rephrase that. Buy companies, not crypto. Don't just buy any F off cryptos, right? Buy companies with revenue or awesome product that are then using blockchain crypto technology.
Like metaverse type stuff.
Metaverse and gaming, that is the most lucrative sector in crypto. Like I said, Gala gaming company did 236x last time.
Damn.
The one I'm buying, GFAL, it did already run a little bit, but I still see a 50x, which is massive.
Damn.
We're not in a bull market yet, right?
Yeah.
We're at the bottom. This is what I'm telling people. When crypto
So
is
you got to buy now if you're going to buy?
I'd say that's what D and I got into a little bit. And I think we did also.
Yeah.
You know, the DCA strategy, buy a little bit here, everywhere. Make your life simpler. I'd say split it. If you're putting in 10K, do 3 or 4 buy rounds. Buy right now, have a bag that you're okay with running. Yeah. If it were to take off and you have no more chance to get in cheaper. But buy now, put in 3K or 3,300. If it crashes 40%, put in another 3,300 and something major happens in the world or the stock markets, whatever, and crypto does crash with it. Yeah. Dump your remaining money. Have some money left over. If that's all the money you have, you should probably have some backup cash for real life. But but for an emergency expense. But we're at the bottom of the market. People forget when crypto is quote unquote dead and everyone's freaked out. That's when you buy. You don't buy when everyone's like, oh, it's going to the moon. That's when you sell.
Yeah, because I've been hearing nothing about crypto.
And that's when you buy.
Yeah.
Right now is when you buy when no one's talking about it. You know, when everyone's talking,
Bro,
when there's blood in the streets is when you grab their bags.
And when I always hear people talk about it, and that's when I've gotten into, that's when I take all the losses.
Yes, that's how it works.
I bought at 69K.
I
bought at 69K.
You told me last time.
I bought at top.
I literally bought at peak.
It actually takes skill.
I did bought at peak.
But no, I'm serious. That's when
I need to get into that more
That's
because
a
I'm
whole
not investing in there.
no,
you know.
that's really what you need to get into because you don't want to be working till you're 50.
For sure.
You really don't. So
I do got a question though, like, because we've been talking about like end times and biblical stuff. Yeah. When do you think it's like whatever I do don't even matter anymore? Like when it comes to like money, when it comes to investments, when it comes to stuff like that, when do you feel like it just dawns on you?
Because everything is so messed up.
Or there's nothing you can do about it. You know what I'm saying?
It's just like I already know I'm not gonna make profits. There's gonna be a war next week. I don't even know if I'm gonna have food on the table. Like when do you feel like the worldly stuff doesn't like? I'm not trying to get preachy, but like when does it just like damn, it don't even matter. I'm at the point it's just like I need to survive. Yeah.
I say, well,
but you can survive and still.
Because it's gonna get bad.
It's gonna get to that point.
It is.
I don't think people realize this. And Josh, I'm glad you get that. Most people, I don't know whether that's gonna be 2027, 2024, 2025, or 2035. But it's gonna get to that point where the story. And I'm not saying full blown Mad Max. But it's gonna get to the point where you have National Guard at every suburban neighborhood. They're patrolling. You have
15 minutes.
Dude, you're gonna have handouts. Everyone's gonna be on UBI. We talked about that universal basic income. We remember how we talked about that last time. Australia's rolling it out.
Know how to spend.
I think I've seen that.
Spend your straws equally.
That's an interesting question. I mean, don't ever stop fighting, but I mean, at that point, it has to come to revolution. I think that's the point. When 100%. It comes to the point when it comes to that point, whatever that point may be, that's when it's time for a revolution. And
that's what's gonna happen.
And I hate to be that, like the hillbillies and whatever. But at that point, it's gonna have to be more than just the hillbillies. Like people who want to bring back normalcy, they're gonna have to because we're not. It's not normal anymore. It's so messed up. You can't recognize this country, and most countries, Germany's pretty gone too. They've gone woke. Germany, England's pretty damn bad. I mean.
They complain about here, but you guys see the other places.
Not to support Russia or anything, but I mean, it's still like
facts. Russia,
they're quite family oriented.
What? Was it Russia that made it? If you do something with a kid, you get castrated.
Something like that.
Yeah.
They go extreme.
Yeah.
They go extreme with their things. But like sometimes
That's
But
dope.
I'm sorry if you touch a kid,
Bro,
I'm
what?
okay with that.
100%.
You should.
1,000%.
I like what the Muslims do. Also, they put you in the hole and then they throw rocks at your head.
Oh yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
I mean, that's how it should be.
100%.
You do something to a kid, you deserve that.
1,000%.
So when did
don't
it
get-
switch over?
Yeah, you don't get just jail or like.
Bro, what? Not even death. Because I feel like you
that's
gotta
too easy.
suffer.
That's an easy
Exactly.
way
You
out.
feel me?
Yeah.
You gotta
Just
suffer.
Get a nice slow whatever.
Bro, what?
You don't touch kids. That's off limit.
Yeah.
Or women, but kids even worse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Putin be on it.
it's because like I keep getting biblical, but like it's like even guys is like it's just there's like an innocence with the child.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's pure. It hasn't seen life yet.
Yeah.
And the point that you're trying to corrupt pureness is like it's kind of like what the devil does to everybody. The devil corrupts us.
Yeah.
And in a sense, when you go after a child, you're becoming the devil. You're corrupting
You are.
younger gen.
No, it's.
Now it's gonna be the people that like they're all trying to act like everything's okay and support all this messed up stuff. When they start getting affected by it, about everything that's going on, and their life gets ruined, that's when revolutions start happening. And
It's gonna, and you know what? It's not even gonna be those that supported it. It's
Yeah.
gonna be those that are so pissed off.
yeah,
It's not only gonna be us versus the corporations, the governments,
Yeah.
the military. It's gonna be us also versus
The
those
people, yeah.
that want to keep this
Literally.
crazy psychotic system.
Literally.
It'll be you versus that whole community of psychopaths. They're also gonna be against you.
Yeah.
So it's
It's cyberpunk all over again, man.
Cyberpunk.
it's
We gotta take down Arasaka.
like I said, invest. That should be your number one priority to get
Yeah.
out of this system before you can, where you don't have to worry about
how long do you think we have?
2 years. That's
So
it. 2 years max before.
before it bull.
You're talking about crypto market?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I thought you were talking about the
End of the world.
It's soon, bro.
There's a possibility
it's soon.
that it gets very bad within a few months. Like I said, remember what the World Economic Forum
Yeah.
said at the beginning of this year?
Yeah.
They said 24 months.
Yeah.
Remember, it's not always according to schedule, but
Right.
they do usually get it
Yeah.
within that time frame.
Yeah.
So there's but as to the bull, Bitcoin halves in April, like I said. The ETFs could get approved in November.
So we got about a year.
What is it?
We got about a year
For
before it goes bull.
no.
Might as well just drop out of college.
It could start.
What's the point of life?
April. Oh, because it's gonna start before.
The Bitcoin halves in April. Again, that's a catalyst,
Yeah.
but it's not a be all end all.
Obviously.
There's four things we're watching for, right? One's guaranteed. Bitcoin halves in April. That's going to happen.
Yeah.
We're watching ETFs. Do the the huge managers, BlackRock, Vanguard, State Street, Bank of America, whatever.
Merrill Lynch.
Merrill Lynch.
Wait, when TikTok halves, don't you get double?
When what?
When TikTok halves, don't you get double the shares you have of it?
It's like it's the same value, but they just split their shares.
That's stocks are different. Bitcoin halving means
I guess, yeah.
That's a little different.
Yeah.
It's the hash rate gets changed and all that, but it's just being created half as slow.
Mm.
Bitcoin's deflationary. That's why people run to Bitcoin, and Bitcoin's awesome because it's it's deflationary.
I gotcha.
Whereas you can't just print more of it. Anyway, April halving, and then that's happening, and then ETFs. When does BlackRock approve? All the ones I just mentioned: BlackRock, State Street, Vanguard, etc. Kathy Wood. Interest rates. Do they pop? When do they pause?
Yeah.
And then even better, when do we start cutting back towards zero? That's huge. And the cherry on top would be they start printing money again. They print. Remember what we printed during COVID? 6 trillion, dude. If they can print,
wild.
we're going to the moon. If you're not in it, you're going to be hurt.
Damn. That's
So-
what I'm trying to. I'm trying to figure out how much time I have
So-
to get my money right.
And
And
my answer would be, like I said, we're in the longest bear market ever.
Yeah.
700 plus days.
That's wild.
So technically, according to that, it could start next month.
Yeah.
Because we're already.
It's so deep.
It wouldn't be called premature anymore, even though it would be premature in the sense that it's pre-halving, because usually the halving starts it almost every time. But because we're in such a long bear market, it would be justified to start the second that all these BlackRocks and whatever get ETFs and they start putting in billions, then tens of billions, hundreds of trillions.
Right.
It could start. So once all those factors kick in, like I said, it could be towards the end of this year it starts. It could also be April, most likely, around April, give or take a month. It might be delayed. Something might happen like COVID. Remember what COVID did to crypto?
Yeah.
Temporary 50% crash.
yeah.
You would have lost half your money. Not lost. You just would have devalued.
Exactly.
But as long as you had the balls to hold,
Yeah.
then 2 months later, we broke even. 3 months after that, we went to the moon. Right? Literally, we went to the moon.
Yeah.
So your time frame is you need something in now if you're going to invest, aka like today, tomorrow, next week, and then have enough left for 2 or 3 equivalent buying rounds. Because remember, it could be dragged out till June before we get moving. So that's your time frame. You have between a few months to 9 months, I would say, unless of course we have cyber to that scale.
That'd be wild.
So that's your time frame, but have some money in it.
Word, for sure.
If we go 30x, I'm telling you, everyone in this room can make $100K easy.
I bet.
You could just cash it out just like that.
This is crypto 2023. It's not back in the day how you had to create like a fucking wallet and move. Dude, it's Coinbase. Link your Bank of America, Wells Fargo, whatever you have. Money in, goes up. Sell your shares, money out. It's that
and then
simple.
evade taxes.
Don't recommend that. You know they tax us 33% here on short term. That's what's messed up. Yeah. So be ready to fork over a third of all your profits back to
and then like long term's 15, like
20,
over
20. So it's 33 and 20.
I
short
swear it
33.
used to be 15.
It might have been. I don't know. I wasn't that old back then, but
Damn.
Is long term a year?
It's like I
Long
think
term's
over a year.
over 365. So you hold for 36. Is it 365 or 366? Is it 1 year or right over a year? Whatever.
That's probably
I
over.
think it's over.
So
a year.
366 days. You sell at over a year,
Yeah.
20%. But honestly, you shouldn't care about that 13%
exactly,
difference
no.
because if you're trying to save 13%, but holding that extra 2 months drops your shares,
Exactly.
forget about the third you're going to lose. Dude, if you make
Since they know people want to hold it for that less percentage.
and a year on a bull run is stretching it.
Yeah, 100%.
At that point, most of your assets do this 3-week pump, little crash, another 2-week pump, and then 4 years of down.
Everybody sells,
So get in, get out. That's the whole point. Have some money. If you make 150K, I don't think you'll care giving them 50K. If it cost you 5K to make 100K after you gave them your 50K, you won't give a crap. You make $1 million, you'll take that 600.
Go to the Porsche right away.
Yeah.
I'm going to get a Porsche, bro.
I'd get into real. That's what I'm gonna do.
Yeah,
If
I
it
bet.
plays out like I think real estate, 'cause people forget you can buy houses for 20%.
Would it matter
down.
though if the world is on fire?
Would it what?
Literally, I was talking to my mom about that. It's just
Would it
like,
matter, though?
should I just
He said,
drop
would it
out?
matter to if the world's gonna go to what it goes to
Yeah,
own
it's
real
like,
estate?
It's a real asset. That's
Exactly.
that's what's
Yeah,
the,
that's
what,
what-
what's the we might not need Bitcoin in
Yeah.
50 years, but what if people needed 5,000 years ago and we'll need 5,000 years from now a roof over their head,
Yeah.
whether that be in the cubicle Klaus Schwab form that he wants to give us or
Because if it does go like world economic form, where
Yeah.
you're eating roaches
Correct.
for protein.
then you won't be living in these
Like,
types of nice
like,
houses.
you wouldn't
You'll
even
be
be
in.
here though.
Oh yeah, we'll probably be killed off.
Yeah, I wonder if like they would just take control. Like you wouldn't even be able to own a home anymore.
Oh yeah, they want
Yeah.
to cancel that out.
But then you also have like, I mean, you have like your logical side, which is that, and then you have your biblical side with like raptures and stuff. So it's like, that's the stuff that gets in my head,
If
man.
you
It's
can
just
play
like,
both,
Euphrates.
I like to, it's not play both, but what's happening?
Yeah,
And what
it's
they wrote in the
correlated
book,
with each other.
It's
Yeah,
literally correlated.
Yeah.
People can
but it's
see
just
that.
like, can you even like enjoy your riches? Not that you should. I mean, God says don't value the stuff of this world, but like, let's say you did have money. I mean, it's
during this collapse,
yeah, like,
You're
can you
gonna-
even enjoy it just watching it sit there?
you're going to be restricted. I mean, if it gets to that extent of roaches and 200 square foot
I
cubicles,
think that's post rapture, that roaches thing. But like
Possibly.
the build up will be pretty obvious that it's going to get to.
we're
that
in the
point.
build up now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
this is
You know,
the
South
build up.
Carolina. We
100%.
talked about South Carolina has a $300 million facility that's either opened or opening. We're doing cricket protein in South Carolina.
Damn.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I did hear about that. Yeah.
We're somewhere
Holy
down
shit.
more,
Yeah,
more
yeah.
towards the coast.
I mean, they've
right.
been
I
doing
did
that for a
hear
little
about
bit though. I
They
remember
have-
seeing a guy on
But
what's it called,
300
Shark
million on
Tank.
that?
He does like protein bars
They
made out
have
of cricket.
but they
300
literally want to
million?
eliminate all true food sources.
Yeah, and they just like approved lab grown meat.
That's where we're going, and
Yeah,
that stuff.
that's
Once you, and again, not a scientist,
That's
but
literally
Meat is
cyberpunk.
already bad enough as it is.
Literally cyberpunk.
Yeah, all the food we eat is already bad enough as it is, bro.
oh, it's so much
Lab grown,
the additives.
crazy.
Before you know it, we're gonna start marketing real meat and real water.
Yeah, yeah.
Go.
It's gonna
yeah.
become so
Yeah.
rare. It's gonna
Yeah.
become so
I'm
rare.
telling
That's
you.
gonna be like
That's gonna be a new
"You want real
commodity.
An expensive but good idea right now would be to become a farmer.
Yeah.
I'm very serious because there are individuals like us and other people who get it.
Yeah.
I'll go out of my way and maybe pay 50% more
Yeah.
to go to that local farmer and
Yeah.
get stuff that I know is not
Facts.
giving me cancer 20 years from now.
Yeah.
Because I'm serious. You eat
Yeah.
probably 30 years from now, you're going to see cancer rates, which they already have, by the
Yeah.
way. They've done this over
Yeah.
50 years. They're going to go vertical.
Yeah,
Because there's
I
so
believe
much
it.
stuff.
Yeah, it's so
also
bad.
those air fresheners we're spraying.
Yeah.
God knows what the hell's in that stuff.
Yeah.
Every time you buy something, they always have that like California
Cancer warning.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're telling you.
Bro,
It's
it'd
all
be
there.
like I was talking about it with somebody that has cancer,
Yeah.
and she had to like stop eating anything processed because
Yeah.
she has to be clean, and it's like simple things like oatmeal, which only should be water, oatmeal, and like another ingredient, has like 50 ingredients.
Yeah,
Crazy.
my auntie, she recently got a couple months ago, she got diagnosed with cancer. She'd been doing pretty well. Yeah, I think it's like she might remission's like when you're clear, right?
I'm not a cancer specialist.
Or like
Make that clear.
From what I've seen, it's like she's been getting hit in waves, but for the most part, it's looking positively. God bless. But like she skipped the chemo, which I've never been a believer in chemo, but I'm talking she went pure juice.
Yeah.
Like just straight. If it's not the fruit of the world, she's not touching it.
There was that guy that got killed for exposing
Like
that.
Dr. Sabi or whatever.
Yeah, that's the better way to go about
Medical
it.
mafia.
Yeah.
They make billions off this.
Yeah,
too. It's
bro.
Because
all
like,
power.
why would God not create medicine? You know what I'm saying? Like,
He did.
That's my point.
You're not allowed to take it though.
Exactly.
Yeah, like,
That's wild.
Because it's not from Pfizer.
Wild.
We can't make money off of it.
Yeah.
No, Pfizer wants that 1-a-day vaccine. You saw that shit? You take a pill and it's your vaccine.
I'm sure you know about Bill Gates releasing like mosquitoes with vaccines in them. Wild.
Yeah, and he's essentially
Vaccine, yeah.
test trialing malaria
Yeah.
on the population.
And I think there were cases of malaria in Texas and Florida, which were the two states that they got released in.
People don't realize how much of a
How
is
is
he
he
just
guy
allowed
has
to do
pull.
it, bro?
That's insane.
Because his net worth, he is way more deeply rooted than that.
Yeah.
Bill Gates is one of the major players in this. Obviously,
Yeah, I've heard about that.
he has to start handing power over because he is
Yeah.
getting older. Unless, of course, their tech is already so advanced and we don't know that he's gonna move his whatever.
I mean, that he has
To another
like
body.
his,
That'd be
They can't
wild.
do that.
That'd be wild.
Supposedly,
his Microsoft company. He's been like he puts his hand like all over the world. And I'm not just talking about like
he's your
investment.
doctor now.
Yeah, I'm not even talking about like
literally.
investment
He's not a
wise.
doctor.
Like he recruits people from all over the world, and he
Yeah.
puts like sectors. He's like, you're gonna run this for me. And you're gonna
Exactly.
grow
Yeah.
Windows and Microsoft here.
Yep.
Whether there's an underlying like job with this Microsoft title, but because like my parents, I come from Egyptian parents. They were talking about like, look at this guy. He married Bill Gates' daughter. This is gonna be
The
great.
black guy.
Oh, yeah.
He's like yeah, he's an Egyptian guy. So he's just like, they're like, oh my god, good for Egypt. I'm like, yeah, but like
It's
he's
the Gates family.
yeah,
That's no good.
it's whatever. He's
It's
just
the
gonna
new
drain the
Roths.
country to make more money for himself.
Yeah.
That's wild. I don't think people realize how bad that is. The fact that they can put something in mosquitoes
Dude, they
and release
you
it,
got money,
and we have
you
no
listen.
clue. Well, now we don't know what. Oh, you got a mosquito. Got you. You got this.
they're playing God.
Yeah, literally.
They're playing God.
And that's probably the worst thing you could do.
Yeah, that's what they're doing.
wild.
They are light years, and I say they, the controlling
Yeah.
corporations, factions, organizations. They're light years ahead of us. I mean, they're seriously 50 to 150 years ahead. Like this is like, oh, there it is. This is the best tech,
Yeah.
basically, that we've had
Yeah.
in history.
Literally.
I mean, this does everything. Your whole life's on this,
You
on
look
your
at
phone.
somebody in the face while they're
They have
across the world.
100
That's
times
probably
that.
prehistoric
Bro,
compared to what
what?
they're running. Yeah, I mean,
1000%.
supposedly they have those. I don't know if y'all watch Star Trek. I mean, I never was really, but like I saw episodes when I was younger, and they have that machine where you just type in what you want, and it just
Yeah, and that
materializes
inspires the phone.
Yeah,
Holy.
Wait, are you talking about like their beeper tracker thing?
because
that's what
I saw that too. Yeah, I'm talking
that
about the
inspired
little.
the flip phone.
Gotcha. I'm talking
Yeah.
about like there's a device you type in 500 cigarettes or whatever, and it just materializes them. I mean, I'm not saying
That's
they have
crazy.
those or not,
But
dude, there's stuff we
it
can
wouldn't
wrap our
surprise
heads
me.
around
Yeah.
that they have. I mean, anti-gravity, whatever you want to call it, they're way ahead. And on the medical side,
Crazy.
they're playing God. This
Yeah.
is gene therapy, and again, like I said, I don't want to know. I mean, we're gonna probably unfortunately see it. What these shots do?
Yeah.
The COVID
Yeah.
forced rollout. By the way, they
Yeah.
peer pressured everybody.
Yeah.
They really did.
No,
That's how they get rid of most people.
No, the way
Forced
they
or
pushed
forced?
it, that's what backed me off. If they were like,
If it was optional.
yeah.
Does,
I mean,
does
I
anybody
didn't-
here have it?
I didn't take it.
True. You have it?
Oh my god!
I had to travel.
Damn, dude.
They got you, bro.
Yeah,
They
no, I'm
got you.
cooked. I'm
That's why you setting this whole thing up.
Yeah,
He's got a 5-year timer.
I got a time on my forehead.
Damn.
It's
One
like
or two? How many rounds?
tell me you
No,
got
I got the first one. That's it.
That was it.
Yeah.
Pfizer, Moderna, or Astra.
Pfizer.
Okay.
Yes, I'm cooked.
Nah, it's like imagine if like the vaccine was just like Order 66 from Star Wars.
It could be.
Like they just make the order and then everybody got the shot is just reprogrammed.
It's a binary. If that's what it is, and there's a high possibility it is, it's a binary weapon though.
I'll kill myself. I'll kill
Yeah.
myself.
It requires the binary weapon. It requires two things to work. Like separately, it's like a chemical reaction. Separately,
Yeah.
nothing happens. But when you combine the two, something happens.
have your
Damn.
So it will need then either that signal
That's what I heard. That
or a virus, another virus that interacts with the proteins, and then something happens.
That's what I heard. That when they did the test, it was like strong enough to open up, like.
I saw that.
Yeah.
What was the term?
It was
receptors or something?
I forget. Yeah, something like that. To open up something that was in the COVID vaccines, but that has not been released yet. So they're saying like that could be opened up inside of you.
It is binary because if it was a singular weapon, it would do something too early.
Yeah,
they need it to be on a trigger.
Exactly,
and it is. If that's what it is, I'm not saying you're screwed.
Yo, what the heck?
But there is a high. What's going on?
This is not clickbait. He's dying.
Yo, I'm dead.
Check it next time.
I really think it's sketch.
No,
There's no way they pushed it that hard.
No, you don't push if there's no agenda. If it was just a vaccine,
1000%.
It's definitely
It's something. Look at it's alright, bro. You might make it.
He's gonna start investing hardcore, so he could have enough money to buy a new body and just move his consciousness over.
I don't know.
That's that next level.
The people that got it 4 shots,
Some
they're
people
done.
did like
Bro,
6.
They're done. They're done, bro.
Australia's dead. By the way, they're screwed. They all did like 4 or 5.
There's so many references.
Australia pushed it hardcore.
Damn.
Australia did it hard. New
Why are
Zealand.
they trying to get rid of Australia so bad?
It's just their
I
gut.
thought Australia did well because they had the shutdown for a little bit where everybody just stayed inside, so they didn't really need to get vaccines.
I'm not saying in the sense of the like virus spreading, but in the amount that they pushed it. Like people there, at least in the big cities like Melbourne, Canberra, Sydney.
Yeah, they are pretty dense.
You know, the bigger the city, they
Yeah.
push stuff
Yeah.
harder. It's usually more blue. That's how it is.
Right.
But I mean, I will say this because like it is Australia. It's like only like 20% of it's used land wise.
Yeah.
because
If that.
it's a literal desert.
Exactly.
So I kind of understand why it would be pushed there, but like to see it be pushed the way it is in the United States,
Bro,
the United
what?
like if you look at like England, they're so condensed.
Yeah.
Like talk
It is.
about prison
Yeah.
style. It's like house on top of a house. Okay, 5 feet of space. House on top of a house. Business house. Business. Like it's
Look at Japan.
yeah.
Japan is this
Condensed.
tiny, thin little island.
Yeah.
You know how many? I think they have over 100 million people on that island.
Half of them there just
What
'cause,
is
like
Russia?
I want to be. I want to
You
be
know,
enemy.
Russia?
Yeah, Russia. Has
They have like
nothing.
140
Yeah.
million. Japan has almost Russia's population on like what 1%, not even probably 1% of the land.
Yeah.
And you know, 90% of Japan is not even fertile. It's all rocks and mountains.
Really?
The Japanese are such.
Samurai.
They are smart people.
They are.
They managed to turn an almost unusable island or chain of islands into. I mean, they're a powerhouse. What are they? They're G7, I believe,
Yeah,
still,
I think
right?
so.
Yeah,
I think so.
they're top 7. That means
Crazy.
Anyway,
Lucy too.
now to answer your,
I was about to think about that, bro.
it's because Australia's under the crown, by the way.
Oh, really?
Crown countries.
Yeah, I think. I
You know,
remember that. I
England
remember
and
that.
New Zealand's. You look at the flags; they
Yeah.
still have the British crown flag somewhere.
They're trying to separate. Like not they're trying to like when I was in Australia with my cousins and auntie and uncle. I asked them. I was like, "How do you feel like still being under?"
Right.
And they were like, "Some people like are really like anti against it, and some people are like it has zero effect on me."
It really doesn't have too much
Yeah, I
effect,
doubt
but
it.
policy.
Yeah, exactly.
It's the policy that pushes. The day-to-day decisions, no one cares. But like we saw in COVID, big picture, Canada was Naziville when it happened to COVID. Trudeau,
Yeah.
Trudeau basically attacked people there for not getting
That's
the
crazy.
shots. I mean, it was remember the trucker protests
Yeah.
and all that.
Yeah.
So,
All right, let me ask you this. Do you know anything about, have you heard anything about the sperm count in like 2045?
it's gonna be close to zero. Or gone.
Yeah. And we'll be infertile.
Yeah. It's.
I mean, no,
Literally.
I don't get
That's
it.
a thing. If you look that up on Google right now, it's a
they're
thing.
Wait.
Literally.
If we're going down that rabbit hole,
Might
they're
have-
gonna kill us off.
Yeah.
And they're
Literally.
gonna-
That's their goal.
How is that gonna happen?
the shit we're eating, dude.
Yeah.
The
That's
shit
it.
we're eating.
Sperm count is
Yeah,
like
bro.
dying 'cause of
That's
that?
literally a
It's
thing.
already down.
Yeah.
shit.
By 2045, it's
ever hold your
projected to
phone
be
next
at
to your
zero
nuts?
almost. Yeah, if not at
My
zero,
phone's right next
Do
to
you ever
my
like hold your phone like this?
yeah.
You should probably not do that because you know
Yeah.
this does emit radiation.
Yeah.
'Cause it is so-
My girl's always telling me.
11 Pro
Callie's always
Max
like,
was
don't
so
put it
bad
there.
at that.
Why? It
Yeah,
had
bro.
a-
Look it up. Look
over
up
average?
sperm count 2045.
Sorry to interrupt, but like, so I had the 11 Pro Max, and I would be on it like every night, put it down beside my nightstand, and I've been feeling like mad slow, like mentally slow. I'm like, why? Like,
It must have a very strong signal.
no,
The 12
I
has
go
the
look at it
strongest signal.
3 times
The 12.
the limit.
That has
It's a
strong-
12 minute,
that has
but
a-
still a
it
12.
got banned in some countries. I think
That's
it might have been
scary.
Japan or something. It was in some country. It got banned.
You know, if the
'cause
mini is also like that.
I don't know. It probably is though.
I mean, I bet you can search it up, but like the 11
Yeah,
Pro
bro.
Max, specifically Pro Max, it was 3 times over.
The radiation limit.
Yes,
Jesus.
that's because I was like, bro, how do I feel slow from looking at my phone?
Yeah.
like
It should be across your room when you sleep.
Yeah.
yeah. So that's what I do.
That's
I
what my
don't even
girl
put it
does.
at my nightstand. I mean, first of all, once I found that out, I got rid of the phone. Cause I'm like,
Yeah.
dude, I even cut off like other technology. Cause I'm like, oh, it's cause like I'm getting like asleep. I might be like, what's it called? I might just be too much technology from school and home. It's just too much for my brain. So I cut it all off except my phone. I'll look at it a couple times. Within an hour, I'm feeling retarded. Like I'm just feeling, I'm feeling slow, like mentally.
You
like
could have 3 shots of vodka and you'll probably still feel
literally
better. And if you
facts.
sleep, some people fall asleep to like a YouTube, TikTok, whatever.
Yeah.
You fall asleep on your head.
That's wild.
You feel sick in the morning.
Your brain dead.
No, it's a slow kill.
Yeah, it is.
If we're going down,
But it works. But if we're almost there about 2045. It's crazy.
We even make it there.
We're gonna, what's the agenda? 4 billion dead. We're 4 billion dead by that
Something
time.
like that.
If
Something like that.
they want to cut it down to half a billion only. I mean, we're at what?
You talking about people?
Yeah.
Georgia guys.
They literally talk about it.
They've been talking about it.
Depopularization or something like that.
Depopulation.
Yeah, depopulation.
Yeah.
They always talk about it.
Yeah, remember, humans are dirty. These people don't consider themselves human.
Yeah.
They think they're better.
Literally.
Talking about Israelis? Talking about
We're
Israel?
talking about the World Economic Forum, the Rothschild family.
So Jewish people?
What?
I mean, do you not know who runs these organizations?
Regardless of because a lot of them are the Saudis. It's the wealthy, the powerful, the ones who own the planet.
Yeah.
Their common factor. The greatest common factor is their money.
Yeah, their money and their power. Because now the money, they're just crapping with money. So it's no longer a money game. They worked on that very
power
well.
game,
Between 1950 and 2000, they took care of the money.
Yeah.
They own the world now. By 2010, they really got that down.
Facts.
Now it's just the agenda's kicking in.
Yeah.
Fauci said in 2017, Trump will be faced with an unexpected virus. What happened?
That's wild.
Fauci admitted it. That evil little rat-looking motherfucker. I'm serious. This stuff. I mean,
They don't hide it, bro. They don't hide it.
But now it's in plain sight
Yeah.
It is. even like
because people are just vegetables.
I keep getting so biblical, but like why?
It is.
It is. It is. No, I gotta stop saying it's biblical because it's just fact.
It's just
I forgot which chapter in the Bible, but like this guy was talking about it. He's like, the devil purposely shows his face because when you step in front of God and say, I don't know, he's going to show you exactly where you accepted every single deal.
Yep.
He's going to be like, you know here, you acknowledged it here, you accepted it here, you accepted it here, you did this. He showed it to your face and you still did it.
Yeah.
And on top of all that, you also rejected me. So you have LLL and then the biggest
screwed.
L.
Yep. I'm glad you said that because I think we even covered that last time. That they have to tell you on like a universal.
And they always do.
Yeah. They tell you to your face.
They always do, yeah.
And it's not like we are killing you off, but they use different words. Like,
exactly.
there
that people
are
won't understand.
adverse reactions to this medical treatment, and it's a high, 50% death rate. But here you are. It's your choice, and then, but we highly recommend it.
Right.
Okay. Yeah. And then people take it. I mean, they're gonna kill off most of the planet.
That's crazy because
if they get their way. And they
wild.
will unless people do. I mean, it's gonna have to get violent.
That's
unfortunately.
insane.
It will.
Because I find myself in that trap too. Sadly, I'll listen to certain music, and like they'll just be plainly talking about like worshiping the devil. I'm like,
oh, Hollywood,
Yeah.
Pedophile, Satanist.
yeah. So I'm like,
That's
should I be listening to this? By the time the song ends, I'm listening to the next song that's equally as bad.
Yeah.
And then like I'll be watching a movie, and they talk about like how this guy was talking about how like these people like because you talk about Satanists in Hollywood, how like they. So when people like Christians that get inspired by the Holy Spirit, these Satanists they get inspired by demons. So these demons almost like get off by these directors directing their movies in a specific way. Like they talk. This guy specifically talked about like Marvel with like Thanos and everything. So Thanos is supposed to be like he's not necessarily God, but he's supposed to be like a godlike figure.
Right.
And then
Isn't he the destroyer of worlds essentially?
In a sense, yeah. So, but like he's supposed to be like a godlike figure, and then the others, the lesser, get to destroy him. So in a sense, these demons are getting to like pleasure themselves in a sense because they're like, in this fake reality, we got to defeat God.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Dude, they get off on this.
Yeah. And it's like, but it's like, it's just so easy just to be like, nah. And again, shame on me because I do the same mistake. It's like, nah, man, let me just enjoy my movie. Like, nah, you're digging too deep. Yeah. Oh, it's just a song.
Is that what
you catch it left and right.
Bro, what?
What was the movie? Elysium with who plays Jason Bourne? Matt Damon, right?
Yeah.
Matt Damon. Literally, they're in the spaceship going to the star base.
Yeah.
And you see the streak, plane flies, whatever.
Yeah.
And then the next scene, on his rifle,
Yeah.
chemtrail. I mean, literally, and that's just one example. Tom Cruise movies, you'll see the parking garages, how they're labeled, the floors.
Yeah.
666.
Damn.
It's in your face. They're bragging at this point because they've done such a good job through this, and TikTok, like we talked about last time, did a good job.
Yeah.
TikTok now, everyone is
Facts.
vegetable
Facts.
completely. Dude, I'm at work and I see, 30, 40, 50-year-olds just sitting and scrolling through TikToks of girls dancing.
Mindlessly.
You know, cringy TikToks.
Yeah.
Mindlessly, bro.
Mindless vegetabilizing content.
Yeah.
They've done a great job. I hate these people.
They probably talk about it like when they're planning, and they were like, it worked. Like,
And
damn,
they're laughing.
Yeah,
they're laughing
100%.
because people are so dumb. I mean,
Yeah, bro.
thankfully, there's still some of us left, but that
Yeah.
number is dwindling more and more. At
Facts.
the same time, people are waking up, but I mean, it's getting.
It's
so,
like you're just waking up to an inevitable.
it's getting so scary.
Yeah,
at
but
this point.
the way they do it is like, I saw Kanye West talk about this, how like Cardi B's a plant. When you think about it, Cardi B,
How a stripper blow up?
but the way she acts has influenced so many girls that like now my sister be acting like Cardi
Into
B.
whores.
Bro, literally.
Literally.
It started like Nicki Minaj, Cardi B. Now it's like Sexy Red, Doja Cat. That she's like the most
She's a
Satanist.
Satanist.
Yeah.
Like her paint the town red.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
everybody was
That's
calling her
subliminal.
Satanist.
Literally.
No, it's not even, because you know what she says in the song?
What?
She said, I don't care what I said. I would rather be famous instead.
Yeah.
That's alluding to like, she was like,
selling her
Literally.
soul.
yes.
Literally.
Like, it's not even that, because people were saying like, she said like a sentence in like an interview that was like kind of satanic. I guess it could have been alluding to sell her soul. So, and everybody kept criticizing her and bashing her to the point like she had to turn off her comments and everything. And then she puts this song out like a week later. With that's like literally the
crazy.
key line.
Yeah.
And
I
that's
don't
the
care
thing.
what I
In that video?
said. I would
That's
rather
the
be
sound,
famous
too.
instead.
That's the
What?
famous sound too. That's what
Yes,
everybody
it's
uses.
overplayed. I'm like,
So the only part that everybody plays
Facts.
is that part.
Famous
Yeah,
is
that's-
that line.
Yeah,
it's
that
called
that is.
it's
Look
called
up Paint the Town Red on TikTok.
yeah.
I don't have it. I don't have TikTok, but if you
It's
download
smart.
it,
Neither do I.
if you look it up, the first
too
sound is
addicted.
like that. I swear.
Interesting.
Yeah,
no,
that's
they
the only
pledge
line
their
you hear.
allegiance. You see, they go on these stupid, mind-boggling the night shows. You know, Jimmy Fallon, Kimmel, whatever the fuck.
Yeah.
They do that when they
Oh,
go.
yeah.
You seen
Yeah.
that?
Drake does it
It's
too.
out in your open.
Bro, I've seen.
You know his owl
Yeah.
logo?
Yeah.
Yeah.
it's like a singular eye. And then they talk about like the Apple logo.
Yeah. Oh, the forbidden apple.
Oh
Yeah, they're like, why is there a
Bible.
bite? Why
I've
is there a
seen that
bite? They
one.
asked him, why
Yeah,
is there
that
a
one's
bite?
crazy.
Disney's logo, how
Yeah.
there's 3 6s. Have you
Oh,
seen
yeah.
that?
Yeah.
I have not seen
There are
that
3
one.
6s into Disney. They
Damn.
could have made the E's or what letters represent the 6s. It's a bunch of them.
Yeah.
You talking about
And then
Hebrew
this one,
word?
how
It's
I-
like Monster.
It's gonna
Train.
bother me. Monster Energy.
Monster Energy Train,
It's
yeah.
No, that's-
symbolism.
It's
It's
Hebrew.
literally
It's
Hebrew.
Hebrew symbolism.
Have y'all seen this one? Like artists be doing this?
Yes,
Yeah,
it's the
Drake.
Illuminati
Drake.
triangle.
Nah,
Bro, that's like on the
remember
dollar
Jim
bill.
Carrey calling
Yeah.
that out?
Oh yeah,
That's
Jim Carrey,
wild.
They laugh at
That's
it. It's
wild,
awesome,
bro.
They own the
Yeah.
planet. People don't realize that.
Yeah,
They
that's
own
insane.
The planet.
If the devil's in the details, who worships the devil, they're gonna be the ones running it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
It is the end times. I don't think
Yeah,
people get
it's
that.
bad.
And it's not that the planet's ending; it's gonna blow up or
Yeah,
anything. No,
exactly.
it's the end of
Humanity.
humanity,
Yeah.
as in the sense of human.
Us right now.
Race.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, we're just gonna all be vegetables, dead, or a Satanist AI cult. That's where we're going.
Literally.
Eventually, you're just gonna be drones, and honestly, AI is gonna take over the jobs.
Yeah.
And who knows what? This
Hey, at least my AI stock better pop off.
Like
I got, fetch AI.
yeah, I'm sure y'all know Aiden Ross.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Somebody was talking to him about
Called him out for selling his
him
soul.
selling his soul,
Yeah.
and then you could see
He
it
freaked out. He was like, "What are you
through
talking
his
about?"
physical, like the way the things he was doing with his body. Like he started like biting his nails
Yeah.
immediately and like panicking. It was crazy.
Yeah, they all
and then,
sellouts.
And then you see him, and he's like about the dumbest person. Like low-key, I've watched him before, but like
He's a
he
funny
shouldn't-
guy,
he
but he's
not-
funny 'cause
he
he's
should not
stupid.
be out here influencing the young people because
But that's who gets.
exactly.
Hey, chat,
That's
if
who
I-
makes
product-
it, or those have
Yes,
the
bro.
product be turned.
Yes,
They're influencing
Liability.
kids.
crazy,
My brand deal liability chat.
No, it's
wild.
that's where we are.
Yeah.
Get out of the system.
Yeah.
I'm serious. Time is short.
It's hard.
You don't want to be dealing with it because if you don't have the finances because at least until it gets to that SHTF Mad Max Revolution level,
Yeah.
up until then, no matter how bad it gets, until it hits that point,
Yeah,
money's still gonna buy you some level of freedom more than
Yeah,
your average
facts.
working person.
Facts.
Because once the company you work for, if you're still working, mandates you to do something, I mean, you have no choice or to lose your job.
what?
You're gonna have to take that shot. You're gonna
insane.
have to. I don't know what another great example would be, but you're gonna have to do whatever they tell you because you're dependent on money.
Are you like referencing the mark?
It's in there.
By the way,
You will-
guys, do not take that. That's
Bro,
a
it's-
one-way ticket to hell.
Those if we didn't take it yet.
bro. I think it's in some grocery store where there's
Whole
Whole Foods. There's hand scanners. Yes, that's wild.
I saw it. Like, you know how like sometimes news channels post stuff on YouTube?
Yeah.
It was a couple years back. The guy chipped himself.
Oh,
He was
yeah.
like, we're testing out this new product. And he
Yeah.
just went up to the register, bought his groceries just like that. And I'm like, I didn't think much of it at the time, but I'm like,
Amazon Smart Stores.
Yeah, I was about to say that.
Yeah.
And where are they? Where are they gonna perform? They're part of it.
Oh yeah, World Economic Forum, dude. It's everyone. Remember the fucking list I brought you of the 500 companies? It's everyone.
Yeah.
You name me one Fortune 500 company, you won't.
not on it.
They're everyone there. It's a big group.
I don't think Tesla's in it.
They're probably not. You see, Elon Musk might be this false savior too. You know how he's like, oh, we want to do this.
I was doing over and under like probabilities of him being the Antichrist.
We talked
Could
about
be.
it.
Yeah.
You know,
You talked about
he's.
that?
You know how
We talked about it with him,
you
but
know-
we both of that
Y'all did?
on FaceTime. about
Yes,
Elon
I was talking about like over and unders with D.
you know how he kind of puts himself out there as the people's person.
Yeah.
That's exactly what the Antichrist
Yeah,
is.
that's
You
what
see?
that-
Yeah, exactly. And you know what he wore at the Grammys?
The purple, right? Was it purple? Or it was like a certain
maybe
suit.
that was a separate. He wore a Baphomet. You know Baphomet, right?
Oh,
You
yeah,
might need to
yeah,
show me a
Baphomet,
picture.
yeah,
You know,
the
that's-
Satan thing.
Yeah,
Right?
the Satanist
like the
costume.
animal,
he literally
right?
wore a Baphomet outfit. I
Holy
mean,
shit.
Wait,
Damn, I
really?
didn't see
I
that.
didn't know that.
So-
but people are like, oh, it's just a cool ass anime costume.
That's
No, dude, it's
wild.
symbolism.
Holy
Yeah,
He
shit.
is the best example of someone who's.
No, because
Damn.
literally,
And
I was
it's
thinking
working
myself,
too.
Yeah.
What he's doing is working.
When I was doing like the over unders, I was thinking like, so I was looking through the rich people. So they talk about the Antichrist is supposed to be very influential. Like he has a lot of influence, a lot of money, a lot of power.
Yep.
Very charismatic,
Very.
well liked. So I was looking at it. I was like, nah, Elon's one of the boys. You know, he would never do that. He loves memes and shit.
Yeah.
And then I looked at it. I was like,
Yeah.
but isn't that the job of the
is.
Antichrist to blind you?
Damn.
He sold us well because I love what he says,
Yeah.
but I know it's not true.
Yeah. Damn.
There's no way in hell it's true.
That's his job, is to make you like
His
him.
job is to stay
Yeah,
separate from the
exactly.
World Economic
Exactly.
Forum so people don't catch on. That
Yeah.
way, when he
That's
provides,
wild. The fact that it's that deep.
It is that
crazy.
deep.
Crazy.
It's not about money anymore.
I seen him talk
He looks
about.
way too young for how old he is too, man. He's sucking baby blood.
I seen him talking
He
about.
wore
Found
that?
it. Yep, there you go.
Let me see.
I'm signing across on it.
Let me
Yeah.
see.
He dead ass wore that.
Yes.
Yeah, no,
That's
he
crazy.
What is that? Is that Grammys or Emmys?
That's actually
Some big Hollywood
That's
event.
crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Let me
bro.
see it.
That's
I
him.
didn't even see the cross.
What's the betting odds? Give me the over under.
Oh, dude, it's a
literally
look
right
at that.
there.
Look.
It's
Let me see.
right
They
there,
tell
bro.
you to your face.
I'm telling you, so like that's the
They
devil
don't
does
care.
that. The devil does that on purpose.
And that's
So,
just one of thousands of examples.
you know, when you step in front of God, the devil's gonna be like symbolically, he's gonna be saying there through your sins. Nah, he saw.
Yeah.
He knew and he accepted in a sense when you interact with these things. Again, that's why I say I got to watch out for myself because I low-key be interacting with a lot
Yeah.
of things.
Facts.
And even just in general for all people, this is a warning. It's in a sense saying you've accepted my contract to deal with me.
Yep.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And like while we didn't say it, while we didn't like
It's a subconscious.
Yeah.
yeah, and it's like I said earlier, like man, like let me just watch my movie, let me enjoy my Marvel. It's just Marvel.
You can't even enjoy any content anymore.
Can't.
From the big companies.
can't, bruh.
Because they're pushing agendas in all of them. We're
Yeah.
trying to watch. My dad and I like this show on. I forgot. There's several. It's in every show though, but they're literally. Oh, sorry, it was a commercial in the middle of our show, and it's a commercial first. And again, I have no free country, blah blah blah, but it's literally full screen TV, commercial hits, and two guys making out, and it's a
no.
and it's a
I hate
It's
commercial.
like it's like the
hate
medicine
that.
It's a
ads for being gay.
and it's like an AIDS medicine or like AIDS medicine for
yeah,
everyone.
yeah.
I hate
But
that.
you know how
HIV, I think.
you know how those
If anything, that's anti-marketing. Like for being gay, because it's like
Bruh.
if
They're
you're
pushing-
homosexual,
I know, right?
you're
Imagine
morally
that.
Kids, bro, there's
Imagine you're
literally
watch-
kids shows that they're like, oh, like mommy and daddy.
yeah.
Yeah, Disney Channel.
I'm like, what are
Yeah.
you doing?
You know, imagine you're watching with your family
Bruh.
like a PG-13 movie with your 12 and 15-year-old, and then you have to, even though we don't have commercials today with streaming, but like Tubi, for
Yeah.
example, that commercial break kicks in,
Yeah.
and then boom, two guys making out, and you're like, really?
And imagine,
but it's normalizing
yeah,
it.
Exactly. Imagine being 8 and you don't know any better, and by the time you're 20, you're like, oh, that's just normal. That's just how it's been.
It is. That's what they're
stretch,
doing.
They
Exactly.
stretch that line.
And women are very, and not to get gender specific here, but women are a little easier to influence because they're more compassionate
Yeah.
and caring. That's what
Yeah.
would are biologically.
Exactly.
So yeah, and
It
I
just
talk,
looks better when women do it.
what is that?
It just looks better when women
What,
do
what
it.
lesbian?
Yeah, it's just the guy in us. It's just
Yeah,
like
yeah, it is. But concept point.
it's the same thing.
You
yeah.
talk, and I was talking to girls our age, and they're like, "Oh no, I'm totally for the drag queen story time because we gotta
wild.
get the kids used to it and normal." What the
That's
fuck?
wild.
They
are
cannot-
you-
no,
Brain dead.
They don't. They
Brain
can't.
dead.
They're brain dead.
Vegetable.
Not all, but a
Yeah,
good
a
chunk.
good- yeah.
A
It's-
very
This
big chunk.
guy said this, and I liked it a lot. They said they cannot procreate, so they have to recruit.
Oh yeah.
You know, they cannot they can't
That's
reproduce,
good.
so they have to recruit.
Yeah.
Because like literally, it can't. You literally can't. So how do you have people like follow your cause? And I'm not just saying this just for homosexuality. This is for anything.
Yeah.
It's you have to recruit.
Yeah.
There's so for them specifically, it's only recruiting. But even for other causes, like in other things in this world, it's through a recruitment process.
Because you're born that
Yeah.
way.
What?
Because you're born. Because you're born that way.
Born to be recruited?
No, you're born like homosexual.
Oh, yeah, he was making a joke. Yeah, remember the baby decides his gender.
You decide.
Nah, but going back to what you said about the TV shows and all that, they've been doing it for a while. Because you know Peter Pan, right?
Yeah.
Do any of y'all know what's going on with y'all don't know anything about that? All right, so
by his owner or something like that.
nah,
So like the origin, like the original Peter Pan, how like he would like
the
threaten to
Peter
kill them if
Pan
they
was
left.
the Peter Pan was like the bad guy in the original one.
Yeah, because
he kidnapped the kids.
The original stories, he kidnaps these kids because Peter Pan's like mentally like he's a psycho. And then in the original story, if any of them tried to leave, he like kills them.
And the bad guy in the Peter Pan that we know, he's the one trying to save the kids.
So they inverted.
They inverted it, yeah.
Nice.
And I was at a Drake concert. Peter Pan is literally flying. Like inflatable Peter Pan is flying. I'm like, what?
But what does that have to do with Drake's concert?
I know, right? Exactly. It's crazy.
They give you these awesome
crazy.
little
I'm
clues.
like, what?
Yep.
And it's so annoying because like I'll be like, for example, I was playing this game Cyberpunk.
I know, right?
You know what I'm saying? And I shouldn't be playing it. Like if I'm gonna keep it a buck, but like there's like a lot of like biblical and like demonic references. Like first of all, there's like a gang in there. It's just 666s. It's literally just called 666 Street Gang. So I'm like, all right, well, let me just play my game. I'm gonna avoid that though. And then it's like they just referencing like life and soul, and then they kind of got into like selling your soul, and then I'm like, all right, bro, like can I just enjoy my game?
You can't today because they're pushing it everywhere.
And because like as a Christian, they tell you pick up your cross and do a daily battle. You have to choose. Again, gotta be honest with the audience. Sometimes that's something I have a problem with, but it's like. It's because you just get so comfortable in it. It's just like, dude, I just want to play my game, or dude, I just want to listen to this song, or dude, I just want to watch this movie. But that's exactly what God says. We're not of this world. We don't belong to this world. So don't get comfortable in this world.
Yeah,
if you get comfortable in this world, you're gonna belong to this world. And if you belong to this world, you don't belong to Him.
Exactly.
And then if you do your math, if you don't belong to Him, you're gonna belong to somewhere else.
Yeah.
Somewhere else, you're gonna belong with someone else, and that someone else is gonna take you somewhere else.
It's a temporary experience. I think people forget that. That's why people stress too
I
much.
know, right?
People stress way too much.
Right?
They're like, oh, I didn't do good on this test, or like something happened at work today, bro. And like the way I like to look at it is in 60 years, 100 years, or when you're about to die, who's gonna care about that little?
You know, 70 summers, 70 winters.
Yeah.
That's all we got.
Exactly. Yeah, and time, it's a short life.
Exactly.
It really is. Like we're 20s now.
I know, right?
It's flying.
I know.
So.
It's not
Capitalize.
You made me feel better because I just did bad on my math homework last night.
No, it won't matter. Yeah, we stress over
really
the most
don't, bro.
remedial stuff. I mean, it's great. I mean, yeah, like at the same time, grind.
Obviously.
But like
respect the effort, but also realize
don't get caught up in it. Yeah.
be hard on yourself at the same time.
Get your priorities
Don't be
straight.
hard on yourself. Like it's like a weird way. I don't know how you say it, but grind. But when something goes wrong, as long as you're grinding, like God sees that.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? And you'll be rewarded in the long run. So if something goes right, you can't make it always go according. Yeah, I mean, like Aleks Becker, this crypto YouTuber.
Yeah.
He goes, force it, right? He goes, and I also like that mindset. You can put yourself in there where you can force the success, force the freedom.
Yeah.
But that's a very tough way to do it. And you can do that. I mean, like I said, the research I did over the 16 hours days of research, dude. I mean, you want to blow your brains out eventually. But you got to pull the trigger, not blowing your brains out. You got to pull the trigger as in you've done all this research, execute.
Yeah.
Buy your shares, buy your stocks, buy your crypto.
Exactly.
I mean, you don't pull the trigger if you just think about stuff, whether it's y'all's business or...
I'm dropping out of school, man.
Be ready to enter hell.
Bro,
it's also not... It's not easy because once you're not...
I'm just talking to general.
Right.
What is life?
School gives you that comfortability.
Bro, what?
It's a schedule.
School programs you, bro.
School programs you to make you comfortable, and you feel comfortable in a way. But once you leave school and then you come back to where everyone else is in the working field, then all that comfortability leaves. So school is like a nice little final safe zone before you get hit with a harsh dose. And I feel so bad for these people that are getting these 150.
And they're going to get hit at the worst time.
With, dude,
bruh.
with what's about to happen with the economy, they're fucked.
Yeah.
Imagine you're $200K in debt, even $100K in debt to a school.
The average American is $100K in debt.
Yeah.
I've seen a study for that.
Got debt, though.
Good for you.
You know,
you
boy
on
got
average.
scholarships.
Yeah.
It's going to be scary. Imagine you got all that debt, and then you can't get a job, and then even worse, you get a job, and then you lose your job, and then you can't afford a house because mortgage rates might be at 10%. And hell, even if they're at 5%, you still won't be able to afford one because inflation is going to eat us alive. Everyone's fucked. It's that simple. 1000%. Except for those that multiply their money, because addition doesn't add anymore. Because the inflation's subtracting more than your saving is helping you. I mean, it's that simple.
That's what they say.
What are your bank?
You're losing money.
bad.
You're losing money. It's something like 8% a year. 8% is just getting chopped, and that's probably conservative.
Damn.
That's probably conservative. So
Damn.
cash flow develop, so you have to get out now.
I was
literally
talking about that with like an investment guy. I gotta move my savings account into a mutual fund.
I wouldn't even do that, dude.
Wouldn't even do that.
You outperform it. Look, go aggressive. At this age,
Yeah.
we have the.
I know, right?
We have. Do you have a wife? No, I'm making a joke, but you don't, right?
no,
you don't have
no.
a kid, right?
No.
No one here has kids or a wife. No. You have you're not responsible for anyone but yourselves. Stay, and I'm not saying don't have a girlfriend, but your girlfriend is not like legally, financially bound to you, right? So you're still technically on your own financially. Take that risk. If we lose 5K at this age, what the hell's that going to do?
You better lose that 5K now than when you're 30.
Chill out. No losses.
Yeah, I mean, you have to be able to stomach it, though. Because those the crypto moon boys, stock moon boys, whatever, that say, oh, we only go up. That's not true.
Yeah.
No, you're going to have, but if you have the balls to hold for a year and through the bear into the bull, you're going to see gains you've never seen before.
I would say I've never had a problem holding. Because like I'm still holding on to that my Lucid shares.
Oh yeah, that's so cool. I bought two.
I think I am too.
10th grade.
Yeah,
I think I got it like.
I got it like at 20.
It was.
I got
it at 18.
I got
Really?
it at
Damn.
14. Booms to
Oh,
60.
you beat us. Damn.
It booms to 60. I'm like, damn, I'm doing good.
I sold that.
Going down.
I sold at 20.
Yeah.
60. Sold at 20.
I was thinking about selling
I was
it.
too busy with other BS.
I was like thinking, I'm like, damn, bro, this is. I told my mom.
This is the first investment
I
that's
told
working.
my mom this is it. And then I see it start to slowly go
That's how it
down,
was.
and then I'm like, okay, this is what people told me. Don't panic, don't sell, hold it out.
Bro,
And
still
then-
holding.
and going down.
5 years later.
Got diamond hands.
And it's like I don't know.
You
it's
know
like,
the meme? Paper hands, diamond hands.
Bro.
It's like $9 now. I don't even know.
He's holding that shit like Bitcoin. See, the only thing you can do that with is BTC.
Yeah.
Bro, everything else in this market,
Yeah.
buy it, hold.
Yeah.
When you hit your targets, sell. You guys will be in ecstasy if you buy in. And I'm telling you, just fucking buy in.
Damn.
After this, seriously.
You really making me want to get into this.
And I'm not trying to FOMO you in. And don't FOMO if you're missing out, right?
Yeah,
Don't
no,
FOMO.
obviously.
But like I said, that chunks, get a chunk in now, and then buy. If you have 10K, put in 5K. You can afford to lose 5K.
Yeah.
Like I always say, it's going to hurt so much more to miss out.
Facts.
Imagine
Bro,
20, let's just say
what?
by the end of next year, right? I see across my projects, like I'm projecting, a 35x average across my portfolio,
Damn.
right? So for every 10K I
Holy
put in, I
shit.
come out with 350 grand. I'm putting in, I guess full disclosure, 50K, right? So
Which is crazy for our age.
it is, but
Good
I've
for
been
you.
busting my
Good
ass.
for
So
you.
like
bro.
you raw
Yeah, but
invested 50?
Huh?
You raw invested 50?
You mean not using margin? Is that what you mean by
Yeah,
raw?
like you're talking like straight,
Yeah,
like
straight
money.
cash. Yeah.
Straight cash. Now I'm only 22 in right now. I'm 22 in, but that's because I said
That just
chunks.
makes me feel so much more behind.
No, you're
like,
not.
damn.
But look, y'all know Damien. I'm assuming Damien player. No, yes. Okay, we used to play soccer together. The guy now runs
Mixed kid.
Colombian and South African. His father was Gary Player.
Yeah, isn't he adopted?
No.
He don't. I saw him like one time. Like he has this house with like a big backyard. He walked out and it was like a bunch of white old people next to him. So I assumed he was adopted.
No, I don't think so. But
I guess he was.
Yeah,
Like
what's
friend's
good with
house.
him?
point
But
being,
yeah, Darian.
he's
though.
now doing not to speak for him because again I don't do this sector, but he's
Yeah.
doing a lot of online advertising that sector, right? And he's pulling cash line, like to go off your topic of
Yeah.
behind. Yeah, and then I feel behind.
I
because
bet.
He's a year younger than me. But he's
Ooh.
pulling very nice numbers,
Damn.
not to disclose it publicly,
Yeah.
but he's pulling,
Damn.
let's just say 3 times more than I make a month.
Holy
and I
shit.
make good money a month.
Holy
so,
shit.
point being, you can't compare yourself to others.
Yeah.
Just look at the X's.
Yeah.
And if you have, I think everyone in here can pull, if you don't
It's
have
a thief of
5K,
joy.
everyone can make
Yeah.
5K. Within 6 months, you can
Facts.
find 5K somehow.
Yeah.
You can ask family or just bust your ass off
Yeah.
to work
Easy.
harder. Seriously, you will.
Damn.
You will come out
Ask
with a
every
quarter. You
cousin
can
for
come out with a
$100.
$250,000.
Yeah, damn.
And if you
Put
want to
in
be
my 50
crazy, you
bucks.
can come out with $1 million.
Damn.
But you just got to be able to know your strategy.
It's like the people now we're like, damn, imagine if we had invested in Bitcoin now.
Yeah.
Or back then.
But it's
That's
too
gonna
late.
be us now in 30
too late
years.
for Bitcoin. It's-
Exactly.
No, those views. It's like in 2009 when I was 5 years old.
Yeah.
Instead of playing with my
Should've
toys
been buying
instead
real
of.
estate.
It's like, and then they're like talking about going back in time. 9-year-old me screaming at my parents to buy Bitcoin, and then just looking at me like I'm an idiot.
But I'm saying like if we don't do it now, that's gonna be us in 10
It's
years.
gonna
That's gonna be like, damn,
that we're
I
gonna
should've
be like,
been
bro, we
there.
should
It's
have did
gonna
it.
haunt you.
Especially knowing that we're having this conversation.
We're having this conversation
Yeah.
now, and it's a perfect time to have it because, like I said,
Yeah.
we're at the end of a bear market. There's not much lower that we can go. Speaking of, we're
quiet.
about
You
to
got a Bitcoin
Just
notification.
be quiet.
we're about,
hold on. Pause the video.
we're about to hit 30K again. But again, doesn't really matter. The point is, don't buy Bitcoin unless you guys have $1 million. I don't think you'll do it. Neither do I. If you're playing with a few grand, buy these lower cap gems, 50x your money, and then just roll over. I'm serious. Everyone can put in 5K.
Yeah.
It will, and that was the main point. It's gonna haunt you when at the
Bro, what? Just five.
If the
too.
time scale,
Just 5.
if the time frame is what it looks like at the end of 2024 next year / beginning of 2025, the market peaks, and those assets you were ready to buy would have made you, and you would have put 5K in, would have made you $300,000 at this age.
And you're trying to put 50. You're trying to come out of this with 10 million or something. If you're putting,
I could go for 10. Now,
crazy.
am I going to go that aggressive?
Yeah.
Probably not. Like I told you, I'm going to split. I'm going to run 2 portfolios, and one of them is going to be like a sell, and the other one's going to be a psycho retard rollover. You know, yeah, it's dumb. That's why only about 30% of my money is going to be reinvested until, and that might die, but that's okay. That's why it's a small chunk. Point is, it hurts so much more.
But has that small chunk turned into a big chunk?
What do you mean?
Like, yes, you're using a small percentage, so like you're not digging too much into your true.
You're
portfolio.
talking about for the risk portfolio side?
Yeah, but like, when does it become like this is such a there's a lot of money on stake on stake, whatever grammatically. There's a lot of money in this account now that maybe I don't want to take the risk anymore.
That has to be, you choose that number.
Yeah.
So if, let's just say you're doing 10K for easy numbers and play it safely, do 80%, do $8,000 into a normal portfolio. You buy 5 assets. When each one of them hits their respective levels, you sell. You turn that 8K into, let's just say, 120K. Yeah. Cool. Amazing, right? You take that 2K and you do 3 assets. Let's just say you split it. 600 here, 700 here, 600 here. 5K, 50K, 500. That high-risk portfolio part, even though it's only 1/5 of your main, has the possibility to do 10 times more than your normal portfolio. And I guess to answer your question is, that's totally up to you. What do you want? Are you okay with turning, I don't know, $2,000 into $100,000? Yeah, you probably should be. You should probably get out, because that is stupid. Remember, crypto, nothing beats crypto in a bull market. Nothing. Nice. But if you want to keep going because you've lost your mind and you have conviction, if you've done your research and you know that, okay, I have this project, GFEL. For example, GFEL.
I feel like it takes away the risk. If you're in as deep as you are, you seem so confident that it's like.
I'll be honest, there's one project that I'm okay with constantly reinvesting into during the bull market. Yeah. Because remember, you can't get married to your assets, your portfolio. You can't get married, because that's how you become a holder, and you just hold to the bottom. Then what's the point of investing? No, and I'm not saying Josh, I didn't.
They told me to hold.
Yeah, and they will. The community's dumb. Know when to get out. So if you're okay turning $10,000 into $250,000, which is fantastic, and you can stomach missing out on that 600K, like it could have turned into 600K, but you were smart and got out at $250,000. If you're okay with that psychologically, and that $250,000 is going to do something for you, and it should, if you know how to reinvest that and not just buy 3 Porsches, right? Which I would buy one. No, I would buy a nice car. I want like a car for 60, 70K.
Really?
Yeah. That's probably my next purchase. I'm not going to go out, but if I make $1 million on the bull run, I'm not going to go buy a Lambo. Yeah. That'd be dumb. That'd be spending a third of my money. Facts. Sorry, that'd be spending a half, because the government's going to take 300K, right? Yeah. So point is,
and Ferraris are better either way, you know?
Yeah, you have. I do agree. No, for some reason, like
they do just look better.
They do look,
and they sound better.
It's just like
Lambos look too like.
Yeah, I know.
You also have like
they have nice curves.
You know, you're the best when everybody wants to face you. You know, you got the movie Ford versus Ferrari. You got the movie Lamborghini versus Ferrari. The common factor is Ferrari.
Exactly.
You know, to be the best, you got to beat the best.
What color is your Bugatti? No, but. Build your whole goal backwards. I want to make, like, Carlos, if you want to make $500,000, this is how I would do it. Say, okay, Carlos, I want to make $500,000 this bull run. Okay, that's your target. Yeah. How do I get there? Do I have 25K? Or, sorry, do I have 50K to get a 10X to 500K? No. Okay, do I have 10K to do a 50X to 500K, right? Then, you know, take how much you want to get. How much do you have? How much money will you be able to invest between now and the bull run? Yeah. And then do you want to go for a 20X, a safer way? Or do you want to roll over and possibly a higher risk but higher reward? You know, so you have to set your target and build backwards. People who just buy projects and then like, let's see how much we make. That's not how it works. That's how we used to do it because we were young and, you know, I got wrecked. I mean, you saw that, Josh, You went from 60 to what? 9 on.
Yeah, I kept holding. Because that's what everybody. Because it was my first investment. Everybody's like, don't panic and sell when it dips.
Yeah.
And I mean, that is technically, there's a bit of truth to that.
Yeah.
So I kind of took the term to the extreme.
Yeah. Right.
And it just like, but the thing is, it never went back up. It just.
See, and this is what crypto.
And I'm not going to sell it at a loss.
No.
You know what I'm saying? I'm still going to hold it. But I think
Still holding.
But the next time, I think, bro, if it ever hits anything in the 20s.
Yeah. If I were you and you want to forget stocks, forget mutual funds, forget a 401k Roth IRA, shove on this bull run. When the bull run comes, put as much money as you can put in that you can afford to lose. And that's a bad word. That's the investment word. Don't invest more than you can afford to lose. We can afford to lose almost everything. Because if we somehow were to get down to
we all got parents that will help us out. Like
you can always go get another job.
Exactly.
If it means ruining your sleep just for a few months, just so you can build up another $1,000 or $2,000 to just to stay afloat. I'm serious. I'm not saying shove, but shove. Damn. I'm serious.
I'm about to be texting when I'm watching. I'm about to be texting Alex. Have you sold? Have you sold? Have you sold?
Bro, that's why we have to get this Discord running.
Facts.
And
Facts. I'm trying to piggyback off y'all brain, man.
We need a community because I can't do it all myself. Yeah. I've done the research on my projects, and I'd love to see other people to research other projects. But that side's roughly done. But now keeping up with the news, the market, and if we don't watch what's going on with the wars and the cyber and the economy at the same time, like I said, that can derail it. Yeah. So you're watching.
We gotta get the Discord going.
Hey man, you show me a check for $70,000, I'll work for you.
Let's go do crack in the Damn. That's you want to get to that level where you don't care. It's stress free. Like you want to hit. That's what I want to get to. You're not stressing about work. It's not that you're not working for yourself. Like I told you, I went, and I don't think I told you, I went on a cruise in March. What is it? Still 23? Yeah. I can't even keep track anymore. Because when you're just grinding, bro, you forget of the day, the year. You don't care. You just you're signing 23.
Go slow, and then the summer, kind of you get a look.
Winter's grind time, I feel like. Fall, winter, it really is. Summer's the only time it somewhat chills out, and that's really that school mindset.
I feel like summer's the one that like shows you. Like you show your product. Yeah. But again, like I feel like I agree with that school mindset.
It is at school. We've been programmed.
Bro, what?
Summer, you're supposed to.
But like as an adult, you're still
harder.
Yeah, exactly. But you want to get to that point, and like I was saying with the cruise, I got a taste of that.
Lifestyle,
because it was a Virgin cruise, Virgin Voyages.
Oh yeah.
And it's adults only, but like a 5-star cruise, right?
Yeah. Like, are you talking about like the airplane? No, that's Virgin Atlantic.
Virgin owns same company.
Oh, same
Virgin,
company.
Virgin Mobile.
You know so that means they also have that prepaid phone plan.
They have
that's also Virgin.
Virgin Galactic.
Oh yeah,
they just I think shut it down or something because funding. Not anyway. Point.
Also, Elon owns that area.
Even though it's not like from an investment like hardcore grind financial like save up everything in an invest perspective. Smart. Take that one out of your budget cruise, vacation, whatever. Get a taste of it, and then you'll
get back.
When you get back to work or school. You'll feel like you're in hell.
Bro,
I was in hell,
1000%.
and I've still been in hell. I'm still in hell because I got a taste of it. And you have to you have to infect your brain. That's what you have to do. Get a taste of it, and then you should get, like I was saying, you should get to the point where y'all want to hit Japan next week. Yeah. Bet. You don't have to look at your bank.
That's the goal. That's the goal.
You don't have to look at your bank. You don't have to look at your schedule. And sometimes it's not even a money problem. Because we could all work, make our, 90K, 150K each a year. That doesn't matter how much money we have from our good, decent, well-paying jobs. We're stuck to the schedule.
We get a week paid time off.
Can I get PTO
That's
off?
insane.
I need I want to go on a vacation. Oh, sorry, I need you here. I need you to cover John's fucking shift. Hell no.
That's wild.
The money's a part of it, but the biggest part is time and freedom.
Especially like these new people straight out of college that go into investment banking. They're pushing, especially if you're like a better investment banker coming out of college, you're gonna most probably go to Wall Street. Like you'll start off low. You'll make like 130, 140 as a beginner, but they're cranking out 70 to 80.
You're in the office and then you get home, you're on the laptop. Because it's markets. I think we talked about earlier. Crypto is 24/7, 365. That's why it beats stock markets. It beats everything traditional because you can I can wake up like I told you at 2 a.m. and I could trade if I
really. I didn't know that.
24/7.
I don't know that.
24/7, 365 global. I can change on. I can trade on any exchange.
That's crazy.
I would if we were.
Because that's not as easily controllable. Because stock market,
not.
Because New York is set on off time.
New York set on time, and
So the way it got started to interrupt, but the way the guy describes it is like, okay, well, let's say the market closed in the East Coast, it's still open in the West, and let's say the West closes now it's open in like Australia or like Russia.
Well, American markets would be closed nationwide.
And then the market in one area closes, it keeps going. Exactly. You know, as like it sets in the east or like it rises in the east, sets in the west. That's how the market or like specifically the crypto market goes. It's still open somewhere else.
I got you.
Right now, Asia's going to sleep. Right?
Yeah,
Asia's
and we're awake. Yeah, so we got to be open.
So at 6 p.m. usually when we're getting done with our day, 8 p.m. Asia's waking up, and that's when in a bull run you'll see this. I'll be once we have the Discord running, be like, hey, Asia's waking up, and if something happens in the U.S., huge, awesome, bullish crypto news. Let's just say Casper. This is a project company I'm very involved with. It's my second largest holding. Let's just say they have 40 NDAs. You know what NDAs are? Non-disclosure agreements. They have 40 NDAs with S&P 500 companies. When they release those, that FOMO is gonna kick in.
That's what.
Yeah, I'm sure y'all have heard of Cardano, the crypto.
Cardano,
Yeah, well, it did over 100, 200x, something parabolic, right?
Yeah, I bought it at the high, bro, and then I lost.
Right, we were young. We can't like kill ourselves over how we did it last time because yes, we could have done better, but we were dumb high schoolers. Right. But now we're still stupid young. We're still earlier to this than anybody. There are 40-year-olds who are missing out on this. Point is.
They're the ones that need a couple of grand.
What is it?
They're the ones that need a couple of grand too.
They really need it. Imagine we don't have that crazy expenses right now. Right now we are free to do
ever.
I'm telling you, bro. By shove, I mean 80%. I don't mean go down to zero. Whereas
I believe that
if your car battery breaks, you can't afford $100 battery. But
because regardless, people our age, that money is gonna go towards something. It's either gonna go towards foods or clothes or some useless. You might as well just throw it all in.
Or, bro, even if you save up towards a house at this age, you shouldn't be saving for a house. Fuck a house. Fuck a car. If your car still runs, like I told you, that fucking minivan, I'll drive it either A, until it explodes on the interstate and I end up in a fiery crash, or I have enough to buy an $80,000 car. Right. You know, that's the.
It's no in between.
Whereas an $80,000 car is not even 10% of my cash on hand.
Exactly.
That's the whole point.
Exactly.
So shove and to finish my point on the news with the Asia thing, like Josh was saying, the markets. So someone sleeps, someone wakes up.
You got to be aware of that. Yeah.
Imagine middle of the day here, Casper releases. Okay, we're gonna be listed on the Nasdaq. IBM is a partial shareholder.
Yeah.
Google, Boeing, and Amazon are buying into our corporation, and we're launching products with their development. That happens in the U.S. The price already starts moving. Asia wakes up to that news as we're going to sleep. Then you see this massive.
It's 5x the population over there.
Yeah, and you know Asia's crypto involvement is almost as big, if not bigger, in certain areas than ours. Damn. Asia is huge on Web3. Web3 is crypto. Damn. You know, we're running, www, World Wide Web, Web2 right now. You know, so point is, you'll see that in a bull run. Yeah. And I want to have this Discord going because I won't be able, like I said, I won't be able to do it all myself.
Obviously.
Especially if I'm, working like I am and everyone's busy.
You're talking about like making like what Andrew Tate does, but like minus the war room?
No.
Yeah. Just for like,
I wouldn't equate it to anything like that. This is, I just want to have
That's more legit.
A core group.
Yeah. A small community of like just people.
Nothing paid for.
Exactly.
At the time.
Exactly.
I don't have time to pick, because even if I were to do something paid for, what's that going to make me in comparison to my portfolio? Nothing. It's not worth my time. Yeah. Instead of building some paid service where, we'll give you our best crypto picks. Here, even if I got 100 people to subscribe for 100 a month, what is that, 10K a month? Within a year on crypto, I can possibly make 10 times that.
That's crazy.
So that's more of like a 1 year free, not working thing. Yeah, cool.
Exactly. When you have the time.
In the time being, we want a small group
of dedicated gents.
Of serious people, and one person's on the wars. One person's watching all the ETFs, the BlackRock news. One person's watching our portfolio news. What's Casper doing? What's GFAL doing? What's
I actually got to watch War Dogs again.
Hedera doing?
Like
what? You need to watch Wolf of Wall Street again? I'm telling you, that should
really?
That should be a regiment in your quarterly schedule. I'm not saying every month because it's a long movie and 3 hours out of your month.
I know, right? That's a lot.
But every quarter or at least twice a year, watch that movie and get yourself in the vibe.
I hyped up a little bit, fact. This is a fact.
I'm serious, Jutskis, right? I mean, that's where you gotta go.
Alex wakes up to that ringtone.
You know that scene was actually improvised?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah,
I saw that on YouTube Shorts. Yeah. Now, get into the mindset and know how much we can make on this run. And honestly, there's nothing. It could be your last chance. I'm serious. That's why I'm shoving.
I believe that.
And I don't care. You know why I don't care? Because UBI's coming. If I were to fail by 30, right? And by fail, I don't mean like necessarily go broke. Yeah, that would be considered fail too. But by fail is, I mean, just
you're not a million.
Still be working.
Yeah,
exactly. And I don't care whether it's a millionaire or a billionaire or
you're still working.
We were in the 1980s having $500,000, whatever the amount equals freedom.
Yeah.
I'll stop and I'll go enjoy my life. I'll do what I would have done just with less money. Exactly. But I'll take the UBI and I'm not gonna work.
Yeah.
You know, and I'll go enjoy. I might start smoking pot, do acid. No, I'm serious.
Exactly.
Because we're not here to work.
Exactly.
We're here to enjoy life. Like Josh said, we're not of this world.
Facts.
We're here a short experience. 8 years is nothing. Those last 20 years suck.
Mm-hmm.
And really enjoy. If it means sacrificing your 20s to enjoy 30 to 70, perfect. But hell, if you can do it even now, I'm not saying be greedy and like I must do it by the time.
I'll also say there's an underlying message of life. I'll say enjoy life as well, and because we're not of this world, but that also means like, in a religious sense, everybody has a purpose.
Yes.
Yeah, and like to the audience, make sure to spread the gospel.
Yes.
You know,
Be good to others.
Jesus says be good, love. You know, spread the good word, because sometimes it dawns on me, man. Like when I don't tell somebody about God, I'm pretty much saying this man is not worth heaven. Is worth, and by me saying that, not that I'm literally saying it, but what my actions saying that means I'm saying it's fine for him to have an eternity of suffering. So it's like, damn.
I think most people need to have that almost out of body experience. You know, whether that be through meditation, hardcore praying.
Yeah.
And psychedelics will do the same thing. You can really talk with God on psychedelics. You know, I'm not saying that in
I would not recommend that.
Yeah,
it's so true.
But
It'll open your mind up.
You can, if you're in a depressed, well, let me take that back. If you're borderline suicidal, maybe don't do acid because that can push you over the edge.
Yeah, 100%.
But if you're like in this weird mindset, if you're lost in life, you should seriously consider taking,
like shrooms or something.
Sure, it will snap you into.
Shrooms are natural though. Shrooms is from the earth.
Shrooms are.
Be careful with that one, though. Be careful with that one.
Shrooms are like this.
Yeah.
It's waves. Because I've experimented with stuff back in my high school fun days.
I heard about that.
Yeah, a lot of people.
A lot of people did, yeah.
But off topic. No, thank you.
Yeah. Which is low key. People question what you're doing because of your past like that. Even though you were just young and dumb. Right. Everything you're saying now people invalidate just because of.
They do. They say, oh, yeah, like that guy did that. Or like that's altered. No, that's because the media has turned. Now, obviously, if you're doing meth, cocaine, but there are certain drugs that are, these are medically proven, by the way. They're using mushrooms to treat PTSD for veterans. They're the CIA. That's a little.
Certain mushrooms, though.
Certain mushrooms.
Did you watch that Joe Rogan one with the mushrooms? And how he pretty much said, like, the portobello ones, like, right? It's like, he pretty much showed the chain reaction, how they explode. And how he couldn't say it, but he pretty much hinted at that's why we shouldn't be eating it, because of that chemical reaction.
Interesting.
Yeah, I didn't watch
But then I also heard that mushrooms are good for you.
Some.
You feel me?
Some.
It's like,
but apparently not those. But apparently that's like the most marketed mushroom, though.
I can see that.
Yeah. Interesting. But on your point being, you're like, oh, yeah, that guy did that, this guy did that, whatever.
I hate that, bro.
It's an eye-opener. Yeah. Honestly, the people who are insane are the ones who are okay showing up there 9 to 5. I call that insanity.
100%.
That's just because,
1,000%.
whatever it takes, whether it be because that's frowned upon in society. Yeah. You took a little bit of this, a little bit of that, or you're a hardcore religious person, whatever. That's every group gets trashed on in their own way, which is crazy today. No matter how you have to do it, whether it be through substances, praying, which I would recommend as the number one,
meditation,
or meditation, more from a Buddhist standpoint. However, crack that fucking skull, because there's this shield that society puts in front of you, and until you get that, you'll be able to think, and you won't be able to think in this kind of mind frame. You have to crack it open, because yes, I totally agree. Have a purpose. You cannot follow your purpose. Like what you said is perfect. Enjoy life, but also find purpose. You can't find purpose if you're stuck in a job.
Exactly.
Not because you want to go to work. I don't think any of us want to really go to work.
I mean, you have enjoy your job, I would say.
But that's rare. That's rare.
Yeah, it is rare. There's very few jobs where people could say they.
And the way I look at it, also, even if I were to find a job that I truly love, like when I was young, I loved drawing, right? I loved drawing, or I loved what's an example? Here's a good example: Minecraft, right? When I was young, I grind Minecraft. Let's just say in the scenario where that paid, eventually you get sick of something. No matter if you love it, it's doing something over and over. It eventually loses the taste. You want to be so free.
Pretty much Sky does Minecraft.
What is it?
Pretty much Sky does Minecraft.
Sky does Minecraft.
He was the biggest Minecraft YouTuber, raking in billions upon billions of views. Pretty sure got sick of it.
Is it the golden nuggets guy?
No. His name's this guy does Minecraft.
Yeah,
And pretty much
You know
like,
what I'm talking about, right? Yeah.
the second he found an opportunity to jump ship, and he pretty much had his golden nugget,
Yeah.
so to say. Like, he was raking billions of views. He had ad revenue through the sky because he was family friendly. So YouTube will push any ad through his channel. And it was like he just gave it up to drop 2 diss tracks against KSI and then just went off the face of the planet.
You'll get, even if you love it, you'll eventually get bored of it.
100%.
Have enough money and be free. Have cash flow.
Yeah.
Even if, let's just say, everyone in here makes $1 million flat on this bull run, right? Awesome. That $1 million, when
We'll go
you
down
use it
quick.
I'm telling you, 800K of that needs to go right away into something that's gonna create an income, because cash flow is king. Unless you're just an investment guru and you can continue to make huge returns, which you can never bet on that. You need something that's going to yield you guaranteed income. That way, 1 month, let's just say you've done that, you've invested, and your cash flow is now 20K a month. Let's just say you're dumb that month and you do blow 19K.
Yeah.
Which is next month, what's going to roll in? Another 20K.
Exactly.
You can mess up each month, but you have like a reset button. Whereas you have that $1 million and it's not cash flowing, it's just sitting there. You lose that $1 million, you're back to square one. Imagine how much that sucks. So the key is get out of the system mindset. So
Yeah, that's why people that win the lottery, they get all that money. Most of them end up losing.
most people don't know what to do
because they don't
with
have
money.
the mindset for it.
You handed an average American or hell average person around the world.
That's already pretty down bad, because if you're one of those people that's buying the lottery frequently, I feel like you're a little mentally fried.
Yeah, if you have a conviction, like once in a while,
Yeah, exactly.
You're gonna stop before you win.
Yeah,
Exactly.
You wish, right? You'll be driving home from work and you'll check your watch, be like, what time is it? 2:22. And then the next car you see in front of you has a license plate, 222, and you're like, oh, that's cool.
That
That's
was
what
in the
I
Wolf of Wall Street.
Facts.
Huh?
Isn't that in the Wolf of Wall Street that like showed his like addiction to like gambling in a sense? Because I swear he like did that, like, or not necessarily Wolf of Wall Street, but like they talk about how people always like try to find signs to find an excuse to gamble or buy lottery
Possibly,
tickets.
yeah.
true.
there could
That's
be.
an extreme
They'll look
though.
at, like you said, they'll look at their watch,
Right.
see if it matches.
Yeah,
with
little.
It's matched up. Exactly.
Stuff like that. But I'm saying that as an
Obviously.
excuse, that's like once in a while, that's okay. But those are consistently. But on the bigger point, if you handed your average person $10 million post-tax after the government rapes you on your lottery winnings, they will. It's over half, by the way, they take. But who cares?
Crazy.
Don't do the yearly thing. It's not worth
No,
it.
that is dumb.
Yeah.
Take that money now, invest it. But
Facts.
the thing is, most people wouldn't know what to do. They get 10 million. They're gonna buy a house for, I'd say, 2-3 million.
Yeah.
They might be
They
really.
can't maintain it though.
They can't maintain it. You know, to manage a property like that, it probably costs 10K a month between your gardeners, your utility bills, all that. Anyway, you're losing money on that. You're losing money. You spent $3 million on a house. You probably blew another $2 million on cars because you're a dumbass. Then you take a bunch of vacations. Then you're also dumb because you probably now told everybody about your winnings because you want to flex.
Yeah.
So and then you also flexed and bought $500,000 one of these.
Right.
You know what I mean? And now you start handing money out because other people are either threatening you or it's family, and now you're going to feel guilty. And before you know it, you're down to $1 million.
Bruh.
You get depressed and you do some depression spending.
kill yourself.
Strippers and drugs.
Bro,
Yeah,
what?
and you're back down to zero. Most
Exactly.
people don't know how to do it.
Bro.
If I won $10 million on lottery, which I wouldn't even feel good about, I don't want to win the lottery. You didn't work
Facts.
for it. It
I agree with
changes
that.
a man.
I agree with
it
that.
does.
Yeah.
I would feel bad if I won the lottery. If I did win the lottery, I would use it to something.
Bro, what?
But I agree with what you're saying.
free money,
Hey,
you know
it's
what
a
I mean?
difference
No,
to
I
it.
get what you're
You won't
like-
have the respect
You-
from if
it's
you
not-
work from it.
It
not
doesn't
gonna lie,
change
bro.
you in the same way as the hell that it
Facts.
takes.
You need to go through the hell.
I'll say there's
You
an
need to.
enjoyment process
There
of
is.
earning it. Like, for example, like you could go back to even just basic high school. The difference between earning 100 and cheating for the 100.
Yeah.
You get a certain feeling to be like, I earned that, you know? But I'm never gonna say no to a $10 billion.
it's not that I
I'm
would-
taking that
Exactly.
shit and I'm.
You just want to feel good about it.
Here.
Yeah,
You wouldn't-
it's not that I would say
It wouldn't be the
no,
same satisfaction.
but it's not the same. The satisfaction is 100 to 1.
Yeah,
when you
literally.
built it
Yeah.
from a hourly employee,
Yeah.
whatever
And appreciating
salary,
it is different.
from an average 6-figure income, and all of a sudden you built that into a 20K a month cash flow or a $5 million
Crazy.
portfolio. It makes
That
you.
feeling has to be crazy.
You have to go through hell,
Bro, what?
And you have to enjoy the hell once you. And see, working in manufacturing and just busting out crazy hours, and then still forcing yourself because you don't even have it.
Yeah.
Forcing yourself to have the energy after work to then
right.
use I have 3 hours of free time every
Yeah.
day after work.
Damn.
I mean, that's almost every day besides my 2 days off.
Yeah.
You have those 3 hours. You want to watch a movie or a show real quick.
That's
to
like
kinda
gym
decompress.
right
You
there
can't
is
because-
gone. All I
can't-
got is gym.
I can't touch. See, I can't even touch the gym
I know,
right now because
'cause
each
you're-
day
you're in this,
I'm
yeah.
pushing, and I want to get to the point where I
Exactly.
can work out again. I used to work out like a psychopath. I want to get to that, so I could work out and find purpose.
Yeah.
Whether that be start a talk show, I'd love to start like a
Bro,
big scale
you'd be
talk
great.
show one day. Yeah, I love talking.
You'd be great.
I like talking. I've noticed I have a problem when I get on the phone call with someone and we start talking about our portfolio.
I do the
like,
same
oh
thing.
my gosh, the phone will say our call. I'm
I do the
like,
same
my
thing.
bad.
Yeah.
But
Facts.
It'd be like that. When you talk about something that you're passionate about, time flies.
and it's not that I'm forcing myself to be passionate about it. Because honestly, fuck this shit. Like in Wolf of Wall Street, it's, you know, to quote Wolf of Wall Street, it is high digit frequencies, you know, mustard shit, right? It's stressful, and it's supposed to be stressful.
Yeah.
But the reward is there.
Exactly.
Put yourself through the hell now. That way you can enjoy it, that going through absolute hell now in your early 20s.
Yeah.
And then imagine you can enjoy life.
Facts.
From 25, you're a baby still, dude. People don't realize that. Oh, I'm already 25. You're a child still. And I don't mean mentally. Mentally, you might be super mature, like we are at this age. But in the sense of how old you are, you have so much life ahead of you.
You're technically like
Sacrifice.
5 years old.
Bro, sacrificing 10 years.
You are.
Yeah.
If we call 18, let's just say this: you're born when you graduate high school. That's basically it. That's when your life really starts.
Yeah, because you can't do anything.
So at 25, you'll be 7 years old.
Facts.
Imagine at 7 years old, and you lived, because from that age, let's just say you live to 55.
Yeah.
So we live to 55, really. That's a cool little analogy there. Imagine sacrifice. And I think everyone should have this mindset. I'm okay sacrificing 5 years,
Easy.
going through total hell pain, wanting to, getting to the point where you're considering killing yourself.
Yeah.
I'm not saying get there, but some days it does.
Yeah.
Some days you'll get depressed. You'll be like, son of a bitch, I fucked up here, right?
Yeah.
Or you hate your job, or it. That's worth it if you can come out at the end and you just bought yourself your whole life. Because right now you don't have your life. Your life is gone right now. Can you get it back from the system?
Exactly.
So you if you can, I'm serious, it's totally worth it. Put yourself through absolute hell, even if it takes all your 20s, 10 years.
Yeah.
That's still amazing.
30 is the perfect time.
Still perfect. Even 40 would be good, but I'm of the mindset that really by 30 you should
100%,
do it.
100%.
I think, some people are like, I'd retire by 40.
If 10 years, if you really dedicate yourself to it and you haven't
10
done
years
it,
is
bro,
so much time.
Bro, what?
If you're dedicating yourself at full scale, 10 years.
Like people say all it takes is a good year of grinding like that. That's pushing it.
It's
That's
pushing it. You'd have to, I don't think you can do that if you're working over 40 hours. Because at that, unless you're very good at something, you can. People have done
and there's also some luck to it, right? Like something could really work out.
You know, the word luck comes to those who work.
Exactly.
See, and
exactly.
And they're going to tell
the more you
that.
work, the more luck there is.
Yeah. When you make 500K, a million, 1.5 million on the bull run, they're going to call you lucky.
100%.
And you're going to say
exactly
this.
Because you're going to know.
Go fuck yourself.
You're going to know.
I spent 3 months, 8 months, a whole year sitting on that chart for 6 hours a day after I finished my 8-hour, 12-hour shift and went through the stress of holding through the dips, selling, even though I didn't want to sell, but I hit my target. And fuck you, I did the work. They say, oh, you're lucky. No, I bust my ass off. You didn't. You're a lazy piece of shit. And I actually
make money off me too.
Yeah, and then people don't respect it. That's what that goes back to it tastes good. Yeah. It tastes very good when you do it yourself. So can you pull it off? Yeah. You have to put yourself, like I said, it's a good thing. Everyone I recommend should break our financial spending rule, being smart with money. Break it one time. I'm not saying go blow 6K on a cruise. That was stupid. But, I was able, that was a smaller chunk. I was able to spend that chunk.
Good for you.
Yeah, again, no, my dad and I went. But the cruise itself wasn't 6; it was like 2 or 3. But getting to Miami, flights, because we didn't want to drive, because you're going to be brain dead after a cruise.
Good for y'all.
Point being, you want that taste.
100%.
Get that taste. And that's not something you should do until you've made it.
Yeah.
But it's a great idea. Do it once. And I think Andrew Tate said it. Who said it? Dan Pena. I don't know if y'all seen it. He's buy yourself that one nice suit, one nice outfit, so you can taste it, feel it, and it's like manifestation. Get addicted to it. Get addicted to it to where you feel sick going into work. To where you feel sick looking, and this goes to fitness too. Get sick of looking yourself in the mirror. Get sick of looking at your bank account. Some people can't handle this method. But if you can, and you know that you can handle it without offing yourself, infect your brain with the taste. You have to do that. That's at least how I do it.
I agree.
Most days I'm, fucked, because it's not easy.
Yeah, I bet it's not.
But everyone can do it. I mean, y'all are grinding outside of
Why you lowering
everything.
your voice, man? Why you trying to raise them up?
What the fuck?
Put it on a commercial.
I can't do anything around Josh, bro.
Sponsored by Pfizer.
I'm thinking of when I clip it, I gotta make sure I sound right for it. You know what I'm saying?
But yeah,
Josh, bro.
no, that's the big picture.
Nah, that's gold.
And I think everyone in here gets it.
That's gold, bro.
Everyone here knows you can't. Fuck this shit. If I'm still working by 30, I was talking. Philip Gray.
Yeah.
Yeah. Phillips knows a lot of the technical stuff on our Discord, and he's great because he actually he was a Discord administrator for a huge NFT project.
Discord mod?
That was actually paid like a proper Discord mod.
damn.
Yeah, like
So he didn't have any kittens?
kittens. I don't even know what that.
It's like a Discord music.
Oh, okay. See, I have to get into the Discord, like, know how. That's why I have him doing it, because I don't have the time to learn. But he knows all the ins and outs. Point being, like I was talking to him, like, I don't think I can make it past 30. If I'm still working at 30,
I agree.
I'm gonna start enjoying my life.
I agree.
And I'll just do what I do now, minus the investing part. I'll be
agree.
smart with my money, and I'll accept the UBI.
You'd be like everybody else.
I'll be like everyone else,
Exactly.
but I'll go enjoy my life.
Exactly.
I'll be like
Yeah.
everyone else, just la la la.
Exactly.
You know,
I know.
unfortunately, I'll never get rid of the knowing part of my brain.
I know, right?
Because I'll see
it's
stuff
gonna drive
going
you
to shit.
crazy.
But you know what? At that point,
See,
it's
that's
not
why
like
ignorance is low-key bliss.
It
Like,
is
it's
bliss.
bad, but
It
it's
is.
like,
But
damn.
But we're not ignorant, so we won't have that bliss.
I'll let the Matrix take me over fully.
Exactly.
If I haven't,
That's wild.
Dude, we have 9, 10. What are y'all? 20 or 21?
Yeah, 21.
Y'all are all 20. Yeah, I just turned 21. So
Yeah, I'm
point being,
21.
between us, we have. You just turned. You're
Yeah.
September too.
Yeah.
Oh, what are you?
24th.
24. I'm 4th. So you're
Yeah.
20 days younger.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So, bro, so we have 9 years, 9.5 years.
Facts.
It's so much time. And hell, like I said, this bull run, if that's the one point, like the last point was cyber attack, the main point I would say of this cast would be, at least for me, we're at the end of a 4-year cycle.
Yeah.
We've waited 4 years.
Yeah, that's
We've waited
crazy.
4 years. Put in 80% of your money.
That's insane.
It's going to be
Insane,
crazy.
yeah.
You'll be looking at your portfolio. This is where your portfolio, you put in 5K correctly, and you're going to be pulling off a 50, 60X average. Somewhere in the middle of the bull run, you're going to wake up each morning, and this will be over a course of a few months. Each morning, you'll be up 6, 7K. You wake up the next morning, just another 8, 9K. That's what it looks like. And that's when you start getting out. Make that money, you'll be free. If this bull run plays out, everyone in here should be set. You'll never touch a job again in your life.
You know what's crazy?
You heard it here first. You heard it here first.
I wish. I want to grind that Discord, and I want to have, like, I don't know if you all have seen, like, YouTube crypto communities.
Yeah.
Whatever. And
Yeah.
So you just need somebody to open it?
You just,
I have
need,
the-
you
I
just need
already
people to
have
run it. You need to be consistent with it.
Yeah, I have.
could do that. I got
the whole
free
point
time.
is, like I said, the crucial point. I want somebody on macro,
Yeah,
someone
exactly.
on macro, and then like a weekly, once or twice a week, 30 to
Yeah.
1 minute, hour, maybe hour and a half live call with everyone. This
Yeah.
screen split,
Yeah.
and we're all talking.
That'd be
Like
dope.
Zoom.
That'll
You
keep
go for-
everybody in check too.
For example, you're in charge of technical analysis. You
yeah.
go over your technicals on chart. Josh covers the situation around the world.
Yeah.
'Cause
I
even though
could do
that's-
that. I like that stuff.
Even though that's not crypto, it is
Yeah.
going to
It's important.
affect
Exactly,
big time.
exactly.
D, you're covering the portfolio, right?
Yeah.
You're covering what did Casper do this week? What did Hedera do? To answer your question, I do have the Discord already built. It looks really clean because I'm an organizer. Like I love organizing, a little OCD, but I like aesthetics. It's aesthetically pleasing.
So it's like
just-
it has each section
don't-
of like.
It's like cleaning your
I
bedroom.
have a
Like you
server and I have
want to
everything.
yeah,
And
that's
Philip,
dope.
I have to thank Philip because he knows
Yeah, I
his stuff
bet.
very well.
Damn, that's
he,
dope.
the integrations, whereas
Yeah.
the bot responds to
Yeah.
a certain, and I can and anyone who's under
Damn.
macro alerts gets that ping on
yeah,
their phone.
we're gonna get that going.
We
for
have
sure.
to, and again, whether even
Send the link, daddy.
the time frame is I want it rolling by 2024, hopefully.
Hell yeah.
Because like I said, it's just time. Time's not on my side, and I'd love to have people. Everyone can, instead of me covering 30 minutes of each.
Yeah.
I can't. Well, you do one sector,
Yeah.
he does one.
It's needed.
And then a weekly call once a week.
Exactly.
And I'm not trying to scale this for like income or anything. We'll make more money where we're 5 pairs of eyes.
Yeah.
Or they're
Are
just one.
exponentially
Yeah.
better than one pair of eyes. Time-wise, it's doable, and you're just feeding off each
Yeah.
other's info, and it's helping everyone.
And I think it's
Especially
good.
if everybody does their
Yeah,
part.
everyone
And
does their part.
it's gonna push everybody because imagine
pushes-
4 people have
And it's-
their work done, and you're
Yes.
over here, you haven't
Exactly.
done any. Yeah.
How's it be?
And it's not like a requirement, like we're gonna kick you.
Exactly.
It's just you're doing
It's
it to
gonna be-
yourself.
exactly.
It should.
Exactly.
If you're serious about
Facts.
it, it should bother
Facts.
you. I didn't do. Okay, well he's doing
And
that.
like it's also good that way because it's like a lot of people they get scared or like they back off of like investing because they have to look at all factors.
it's a good peer pressure in a way.
But
And
then
it's,
when you have
1000%.
other people take a little bit of the load, like Carlos doesn't know about this X, Y, and Z,
Yeah.
but this guy knows X, Y, and Z, and they just swap info.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It'd be like what 3 hours of what you put in times 5, 4.
that's
Facts.
my point.
That's
and
wild.
you wouldn't even have to do 3 hours because if we split it up enough,
Yeah.
30 minutes. And
Facts.
even-
Easy.
Even 30 minutes, maybe an hour, but
Easy.
even 30 minutes a day. And at the end of each day, or every in the middle of the week, and then at the end of the week.
Yeah.
Throughout the day, as you go through that info, you're posting the
Yeah.
links. Everyone's reviewing it.
Yeah.
Weekly roundup, end of the week, and
Yeah.
then you're up to date. That way, because why do you have to do that? Because the other option is you're just working, and then at the end of each month, you scroll through a little bit through crypto. You're
Facts.
playing through the news, and you're catching up. All of a sudden, you just missed BlackRock's ETF
Yeah.
news.
That
Or
way
you
there's
just
nothing
missed-
to miss.
Or you just missed Casper
Yeah.
release half of their NDAs, and you just missed your bumps.
Exactly.
So, being on it and having that roundup and actually having something like that running, it's and the biggest part, like what Josh said, having that group feeling.
Yeah.
It makes
Facts.
those holding through those dips easier
Yeah.
because you're not by yourself. You're not alone. in it.
Facts.
Be like, damn, bro, yeah, we down. And you can
Yeah.
laugh about it.
Yeah.
We're down. And
Yeah.
but then when it goes up, it's
We're
like
all
a
partying
group.
together, bro.
And
What?
dude, like I was telling Blake, I'm
Bruh.
like, we're gonna take him.
We talking to
nice.
Blake?
Yeah, Blake's he's he's very busy with his
Yeah.
business,
Yeah.
so I'm kind of
Teamwork makes
just.
dream work. I'm sorry.
No, it does.
I'm sorry.
It does, and it's like it's camaraderie.
It's so funny that all the people you talk to are people that I've associated myself with because of the way they are.
You know why? Because
yeah.
it's
We all think alike, yeah.
I'm sorry, I don't fucking care about anyone who doesn't
Bro,
care about
what?
themselves. That's it.
Bruh.
And we're feeding off. Blake found Earth 2. I don't know if you all know Earth 2, but it's like
It's like where you buy like the
it's a
fake real estate or
fake real
IA
estate. It's a
IA real
metaverse.
estate.
It's going to be a game essentially. It's in its early stages, but
That's expensive. I was looking at like a little acre. They're trying to charge like $800.
Blake found it. I'm getting bids every day. I'm not selling it because I'm only up 3. Only see, this is crypto.
Yeah.
I'm only up 3x. They haven't even launched their coin yet. Point being, that's not really like my crypto space. That's my space. That's not necessarily Blake's space,
Yeah.
but he's always looking at investments. He's coming across them,
Yeah.
and he found that. And then
Damn.
see what I'm saying? Like that's an example.
Yeah, exactly.
Having that network of like-minded individuals, he comes across it. He came across it. He showed it to me. I spent $14K in a week.
Damn.
To be fair, I wish I didn't put that much in.
Yeah.
Because I would only put in like 8K
Right.
because I kind of needed 6 for other stuff. But now I have a huge bag. It's up to 44,000 in there.
Damn. From 14.
But I'm not gonna sell it
Damn.
because it's not liquid yet, and B, they haven't even released their crypto. When they do, all that land, by the way, it's gonna be NFTs. So that each
NFTs have been busts.
That's the
they
whole
have-
point.
you know
That's
why?
the whole point.
Everything's
Yeah.
bust right
Exactly.
now. And what's gonna happen in a bull? All of a sudden, NFTs
Yeah.
are dead, crypto dead. Boom, in a bull. Oh my gosh, it's all back.
Yeah.
But like with NFTs, you gotta be fast.
Oh, it is fast.
Because it's like you're gonna have like millions of idiots get hype over it again, and that's pretty much what stocks is. You're selling off.
That's when you
It's
sell.
a speculative
Yeah.
market. When your grandma and grandpa and
Talk
all the
about
friends
it,
you know are talking
sell.
about it. Oh my bad. I don't want to infect you with this aluminum.
Yeah.
These Chinese chemicals.
Yeah, dude, black ice. Where's that come from?
Facts.
When have you seen black ice in nature besides on the road? When everyone's talking about it, that's when
Yeah.
you sell.
Yeah.
They're your exit liquidity. You dump on them. Let them buy your top.
That's
So
what Elon was pretty much doing with Doge. He would
Yeah.
hype up Doge. Everybody
Yeah.
bought. He said, "All right,
that was the one thing I sold the top on. So,
Yeah.
I mean, that was amazing. And that's like I hate using Doge as an example because it's not. It does.
it is
does,
heavily,
it does
like-
It's
disservice
not.
to crypto.
Yeah.
'cause
It
it's a meme
does.
coin.
Yeah.
There are hundreds of crypto companies that
Yeah.
use crypto and as their equity that provide serious services.
Yeah.
So that's what DLT it's called. It's distributed ledger technology.
Mm-hmm.
DLT, Hyperledger, Overledger, these consortiums, amazing tech that's going to revolutionize the world. That's why I always tell people crypto is to the world what the internet was
Yeah.
to the world.
1000%.
It's Web3. This is we're transforming the internet into its next phase with blockchain because it's a distributed ledger. It's amazing tech. Again, who gives a shit about the tech? But yeah, it is the reason that crypto's so profitable. At the end of the day, though, we're getting in and we're getting out. If you make enough on this bull run,
Yeah.
GFAL, Casper, all these assets should be dead to you. This is why you don't marry your projects. You're out after this. You hit your targets, like I said. You're going for $250,000. You hit it, get out.
Yeah.
You have to get out, and we're good. So the whole point, having that group.
Yeah,
and,
we're gonna have.
And
we're
on
gonna
the
make it, yeah.
upside, and we already have some people in there. Zach's in there. Y'all know Ben Grossi. You remember Ben?
he's in there.
Ben's in
Sure.
there. He's played crypto. He
Yeah.
played the last cycle. He did pretty good. Obviously, he got wrecked like all of us
Yeah.
at the end because we were young. So
Exactly.
let all those previous cycles, and honestly, like Aiden and I, y'all know Aiden Sievers?
Yeah.
Yeah, so Aiden and I are probably the only ones who have been in its previous cycle, our freshman year of high school. Zach was too.
Yeah.
But
What are you talking about?
far.
Yeah.
Far. So all that, forget what happened, how good or bad we did.
Yeah.
All that's knowledge now, and now we're executing like adults, even though we're still super young. And having that group, and then it on the upside, and we still make the lows together, it makes it more bearable. On the upside,
It's gonna go.
we're
even
gonna hit
crazier.
a vacation
Bro,
of a celebratory. We're gonna have a fucking
1000%.
compilation.
1000%.
At the end of the fucking music video, hits up on screams like da 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 da. You know, it hits the what is it called in a song? The drop.
Yeah.
Beat drop. Boom. 2025 profits, 2024 profits, $14.89 million. You know, that's where, that's how it can play out if you do it right. Remember, it's not a guarantee.
Yeah.
But
nothing's guaranteed.
Take that chance because, like we said earlier, biggest point, it's going to hurt if you don't play.
Yeah.
I'd rather lose 80% of my money because, dude, trust me, what is $60K going to buy me? Fucking, like, a life-changing thing?
Exactly.
No. It'll buy me a nice car, and that'd be dumb to spend most of my... What would it buy me? A car.
Nothing.
A car to flex.
Mercedes C63.
Exactly. If you invest and that's it can lead to something. So unless you have $1 million, dude, you need to risk almost everything. You should be because anything under 100K is not life changing. Unless having some fucking house to you is like your end goal. Oh, cool, you have a house. What are you gonna do? You're gonna eat, sleep, and shit in it. It doesn't. It doesn't change how you live.
Stuck to it.
Owning that house doesn't buy you more vacations. I think it's better. These young guys grinding, they're all renting, and instead of spending so much of that capital on a house, they just rent. Yeah, it's chipping away from your cash flow, but in the meantime, they're building up cash flow. So that's what you should do. Go high risk. Yeah. I'm serious.
We're gonna get this Discord started. Yeah, I think we're 2 hours in. We're looking for an hour podcast.
We said 1 hour.
Thankfully, we didn't hit any. We didn't eat into an event, right?
Yeah, we didn't.
Good thing y'all scheduled.
We did. Yeah. But now we're good.
Good topic.
Anybody got any last?
No, I think we should do like consistent follow-ups with this stuff because it's crazy.
Eventually, the Discord. Once we have it going,
here, bro. I like listening to you.
Yeah.
No,
and then we get that Discord going, so now we're all informed about
macro perspective on and understanding what's happening with the biblical stuff. Most people don't get that.